Shout out to Canvas. The moment I knew we were doing this, I remember that and I Heart Canvas, went to Instagram, had to find it and pull that in. And I was like, I know exactly what I'm playing today. There's no question on how we gonna do this one. So shout out to I Heart Canvas for that dope intro song. And coming to the stage,
Oh shit! I get the gong.
you get the gong. It's very rare that you're not here opening with me. So
I'm usually a
you know,
very prompt.
and you know what? And it's crazy because I was late, so you have no excuse, sir. Like I don't know what that is,
It's all good.
but all in all, thank you for being here. Hey, folks, we are Grown A Geeks, and this is another gag review, GrownAGeeks review. We will be doing a live spoiler review tonight on the entire season 2 of X-Men 97, and we will get a little bit into some of the really cool and interesting topics that were brought up during the D23 Fan Expo. A lot of announcements, a couple of cool trailers, some new stuff that's coming on out there, and we're gonna get into all of it. Joining me tonight, since everybody was here and we were able to get it all together before we really got into it. X gonna give it to you, RG Cashmere, the
I
Dragon
like
Lady
that.
herself. We're so happy that she's able to be with us tonight. She had other obligations, but they was getting on her nerves. No, they actually had to reschedule some stuff. Let me not do that. Put her on blast.
Oh
They
damn!
had to reschedule some stuff, and we're glad
They
she
were
could be
getting
with
on my
us.
nerves. That was pretty accurate, actually.
Mm.
But because they rescheduled, she was able to be with us tonight. So I'm very grateful. And of course, my man Jeffrey JPNT 17. What's going on, people? Let's see. Get this. What's up?
It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. You know how it is.
Right. So X-Men 97 season 2. There's so much reports going out from everything that it's pretty soon we're gonna have something release, and it's just gonna be this is what it is. We're not gonna have nobody come back and say what shoulda, what coulda, how it was supposed to. It'll just be here it is. Was it good or wasn't it good? And that'll be the end of it. Having said that, I can absolutely understand some of the stuff that I've heard from exited
Hey man,
senior.
hey man, don't be a weirdo and then you can keep your job. I don't. I'm not trying to hear what you
Sure.
coulda, woulda, shoulda,
Yeah.
woulda,
Yeah.
woulda. Like it's your fault you're not there. It's your fault that we didn't get it. Stop blaming other people. Take some responsibility. Take some culpability. Leave us
Simple as
alone,
that.
man. Because
Is this
as
Bo?
good as most, yeah, as
Yeah.
good as most of it would
Yeah.
have been, it's like what good does it do for you to tell us what you would have done had you been there, and what you had worked on had you been there? What good does it do?
It doesn't help anything. It just shows.
You're
But I mean,
never
at the
gonna
same
see it.
time, it's likely that that's just sowing a little bit of discourse because there are a couple of beats in there that
For
people
one,
like
it's not
like
been getting
myself I
talked
can
about.
point out and be like, oh yeah, that's why this and that's why that, and I'm sure that's all it is, and it's a way to not really get back. Hey, what's going on, Al? Welcome to the show tonight.
You know?
But it is a way to get that last jab in and be able to say that I would have done this, and if you get enough people behind it and whatnot, because hey,
There's not going to be no
it's
release
And
to
if you get
Bo.
if
no,
you
ain't
get
gonna be
enough
no.
people if you get enough people behind it, what?
Y'all
And
act
this is
like
a
the
bunch
Snyder
of
Cut
people.
don't exist. Unfortunately, the shit exists, and because of
Snyder,
that,
Snyder, the Snyder, the reason there's the Snyder situation is completely different, and
Right. That
so
completely,
already existed.
completely. But we are in a day and age where if enough people cry about it, and we'll just say it like that. I'm not even because I'm not in support of the situation. I'm saying eventually I came in. Eventually something will be released, and we'll just be able to talk about what was released, and that'll be it. We won't have to get into the other stuff. But it's like that is the only thing I've been seeing this past week, and I'm kind of like, damn, we definitely should talk about this shit last week because then we wouldn't have all of this information. That would be be an afterthought, and it wouldn't take up any of the time. We don't even have to
read. I didn't even read all that BS. I was like, okay, cool.
He committed the wrong crime.
Stuff. Here's a list of stuff that we didn't see and we never gonna see. Got it. Cause
right. And
it could have been something that look, we can actually talk about the show, flaws and all, but like
I don't think there's anything that was mentioned by Bo that's like, oh, it would have been better if. And let me be clear.
You look crazy. You like a crazy ex.
It really does come across that way. It
and
really
you keep
does
showing up at the family functions. He got a new girl.
Uninvited.
Grandma being nice to you.
That's my macaroni salad recipe. I taught her how to make that.
It's weird that you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talking about the good old days in the old time. Like, no, you're not. You got to go make a new life for yourself. Go forge. Go convince them to let you do Milestone. Go convince them to let you do something else.
Just go on and live off your OnlyFans and leave us alone.
Because it was enough messed up stuff in this season. As much as I liked it, it was enough messed up stuff in this season for you to just let people talk about it.
Yeah.
But you got to insert yourself, pause. That's what probably got you in trouble in the first place, trying to do that and
make all the jokes.
Trying to insert yourself where you're not
and the people who latch on to stuff like that, it's just you're not helping, you're not cool, it's not funny, it's not you're not making a stand for something that means something. You just you just found an avenue where somebody will listen to what you're saying because you're saying something against the grain and you're saying it on a venue where you're not going to get punched in the face.
There you go. Ain't gonna be no hashtag release the Bo version.
They're not about to animate.
I'm not getting that.
They're about to animate a bunch of stuff that they haven't animated yet because a bunch of incels online crying.
Shit. Good Lord.
No, I definitely don't think we're gonna see that. But unfortunately, the populace, the masses, and I say the masses because, of course, people individually are intelligent, but the masses are stupid.
The masses in your algorithm?
You know what I'm saying? The masses in general.
Well, I haven't come across any of this because I haven't heard. This is all new information to me, what y'all talking about with this.
And that is Sam. This is in Sam's corner of the let's figure out the story before we see the movie. This is heavy. This is a big story in that corner of the nerdosphere. So if you don't go down to the X-Files
I
where
will
the file
say
cabinets are.
I will say that yes, because there's conversations regarding specifically, and we'll just go ahead and throw it out there, Onslaught. There were a lot of things from season 1 that were going to be moving, and it seemed like it would have been a very easy transition into Onslaught. I can probably go back and look, and I think I might have said like that's where it looks like it's going. Yeah. Obviously, they had to make some changes. They shifted some things in season 2, and cool. You know what? They didn't go that route. That's fine. But of course, I'm looking at the footage that's used and the way it's recorded. And like, for example, I feel like whoever does the voice for Charles Xavier, that dude grits his teeth when he talks because everything he says comes out so angry. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I could absolutely believe that the Charles Xavier character was planning to go the route of Onslaught and it got changed. Maybe they didn't redub his lines and things like that because why? Like just use the footage that's already recorded. It's fine. It works. And they just keep it pushing. None of
the stuff that Bo DeMayo came up with was animated or recorded for season 2, though. That's the whole thing. Right. It was only in the story mode when he had written the story. That's it. They changed that already, and they already had said they had changed season 2 last year. and when they released season 1. When he came, because he came out and he said, well, they changed the end of season 1, and this is how I was gonna do it, and then go like he told us a bunch of this season 2
Right,
stuff.
he did the same shit last year.
Right.
So this is like you reheating the nachos, and it ain't the cheese not melting the same.
Now, one of the reports I read, we'll see if I can find that, and I'll put it in the chat here. But one of the reports I read said that it was beyond just storyboarding. It was footage that animatics, I believe is the phrase, which is where they basically do the super choppy, quick animation to show how it's going to be, and they put voiceover over that. They had gotten to that stage, and that's what essentially sells that particular. It'd be the equivalent of like a table read, and that helps to determine the casting. It was something like that, and because that had already been done, the expectation or the assumption was that they were moving forward in that direction. Of course, it did change. They did change season 1, and they switched it out, and so it's like, but then even to that point, given that we were clearly using the Age of Apocalypse as the foundation for the story, the purists are still going to be upset because there were things changed and adapted from the comics to the animated series. We don't have to, and it's like, I'm hoping that people are beginning to get to the point where they realize everything is not going to be a panel for panel remake of the original IP. You have the comic. The comic exists. The comic will continue to exist. Just because they make this animated series doesn't mean the comic stops existing.
Right.
So when they tell this story, things like Gambit being the host for Apocalypse, that's not how that happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was a horseman. Yes. He was the horseman Death, but he wasn't like the host for Apocalypse. So that was a whole like, what? Legion was the one that was going back and ended up taking out Xavier, not Magneto, actually he was going back with the intention to take out Magneto. Somehow ends up taking out Xavier, and that was, so a lot of different things switched up. There were some things that were changed.
We never got Onslaught. So,
but I don't think that this story was. When I saw Apocalypse take Magneto out, I thought that was going to be the catalyst right there. I was like, oh, okay. So
right, exactly.
Cool. Like,
that would have made sense.
We are doing Onslaught because that's where that's going to lead.
Right. Some similar shit. We recognize it.
It didn't happen, and I just okay. Let's see. What are we doing then? Cool. I just watched what was shown because.
To me, the stuff that was bad in the season, the stuff that was bad in the season had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they went with a different story than what Bo DeMaio originally did. So him, like, coming out of the woodworks again, like we'll see you again when season 3 is announced and you can start doubting and
remind
doing
us
all
again.
Stuff. And then
remind us again what you would plan to do.
And part of the reason why they had to change it is because they know he a chatty patty and he gonna come out and be like, well, they took that from me. They took that from me. They took that from me. So it's like the only way for me to enjoy this show is to just pretend and accept that like he just pretend he don't exist, because the way he interacts with it, like we 15 minutes in, we haven't talked about the show. We talked about what some motherfucker woulda, coulda, shoulda did if he knew how to act. And it's like, sorry, bro. And I think the Snyder comparison is fair, because all these people now, what they do is they just get fanboys. And you get your legion of online fanboys who will stand up and say whatever you want them to say and puppet whatever you want them to puppet, because they don't have no taste and they don't have no spine of their own.
Right.
But this is Bo DeMayo. So the end of the story is that we don't believe you. You need more people. You ain't got enough folks, dog. Like, yeah, you cool. There's a lot of people that respect your talent. We like what you did. You know what I'm saying? We understand what the potential you have. But I mean, you all right. You ain't flawless. You're not irreplaceable. You're not him. Like, sorry,
and ultimately,
you're not him. So it's it's sad to see you go, but we know that they could just do what was in the comic and we would have been all right. You know what I'm saying?
The show will go on. Like, that's exactly. At the end of the day, the show will go on.
Right. We enjoy it because we have no choice. Like, they got to change it. All right. Well, I don't have $20 million to make the X-Men cartoon. So therefore, thank you, Disney. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. You know, I got a good 20 minutes of my life. You know what I'm saying? Entertained. I appreciate it. Shut the fuck up, Bo. We don't want nobody give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You're done. You got fired. You committed the wrong crime. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that.
So,
sorry.
With that, I will not mention anything else regarding Bo. We don't have to discuss him anymore. Let's get into the season. Let's talk about the show itself. I was dropping a cryptic, and I obviously triggered Jeff, and he went in, and so that's on me.
You have an opinionated panel, my man. You have an opinionated panel.
It's getting harder and harder to be a fucking fan of this stuff in the real world.
You gotta stay off the algorithm. I gotta watch more cat videos, Jeff.
Well, his algorithm is fine. It's my
more
algorithm
videos,
that keeps me like locked into the shit. Like, because of course I'm gonna see every time somebody pops up and want to talk about it, it's gonna jump up there. And of course,
I did not know about this, so thank you.
So you're good. And now I will say, I don't post those kind of like that type of news. I don't repost that.
True.
So it's not gonna fall in, like, I have it in a feed, but it's not. I'm going to read that article, but I'm not going to repost that article. I'm not going to share that article. I don't fan that flame.
That's your field research.
I be in that fire, but I don't fan that flame. So,
understood.
You know, it's always there for me to see. And that this is where it comes out. I get to get y'all's opinion. Just like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. I just making sure that I thought it was.
No, you wasn't tripping.
No, it's just like, you know, one day we'll be able to just have something come out and it be good and not have to have all the past employees come back and be like, well, when I was there, because it's just getting old. Like, we're just going to talk about
the greatest motivator. Hate is the greatest motivator.
So, X-Men 97, season 2.
Where are we?
All in all, I think this season was a bit of a roller coaster. And while I had overall enjoyment, it did not have me as locked in as season 1 because I kept waiting for various payoffs. I was too expectant of, you know, and I fell back into the habit of, ooh, they finna do this. Ooh, they finna do this. Ooh, they finna do this. And they didn't do none of the stuff I thought they was finna do. And so it was like really a roller coaster for me. And then because they were changing elements of the story that I did know, it left me not really knowing what to expect. And I just had to go episode to episode. And some of them weeks were harder than others. And of course, it's like with this show, every week you get a special intro. So I'd be looking for every little tiny Easter egg in the intro. Like, which characters are they highlighting?
Sherlock Homeboy.
Right. Which characters are they highlighting when they do the little montage? Are they doing everybody or only a few? Because it all, it kind of shows you what time period it's going to be.
They do kind of, yes. They do tailor their intros.
And then even the little side battles, when they had, like when they did the X-Force intro, when they had the, one of the last intro was, they had what's the lady's name who was moving with X Factor? Not X Factor, but X Factor. They had her running along the side instead of where normally it would have been Magneto.
Wait, his daughter? You talking about his daughter?
No, not Polaris.
Oh, okay.
Not Polaris.
The white lady with the blonde hair.
Right.
Oh, okay. I got you.
as the two teams were running together, she was on this side, and like she was the main bad right there at the end.
Was that Emma? I'm trying to remember the intro. Was that Emma Frost?
No.
No. It's
The white
I'll get
lady
her
with
name.
the.
She wear glasses.
She was the not senator, but she was like the liaison for the government from the previous season, and now she runs this mutant task force, X-Force team.
She's responsible. She's the one that's responsible. Okay, all right. I remember the scenes that she's the one. She's talking
Valerie
to
Cooper.
the X-Force. Oh, she plays Valerie Cooper. Okay, gotcha. All right. All right.
I did enjoy
I'm
the
good up
season
to
overall.
episode 9. I've not watched episode 9, just so you're aware. I've not seen the last episode.
Okay.
No, me either.
Am I up? 50%. There we go. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Teresa. You cannot full spoil. I am not in the minority on this one.
Well, I've already told them that I don't care if they split it for me. Sorry. You should have been
All
here
right,
earlier,
so-
so I could have gotten a consensus.
Right. I mean, you know what? I will. Man, there's a lot on that. Bro, you gonna have to leave and come back. Like
In that last episode, god damn.
Yeah, I mean, like I can get through it without spoiling anything, but I mean, so
All right, I gotta eat this one. Go ahead. It's one episode.
so far. Well,
I
no,
should have been on my grind.
I'll save episode 9 for the last of the discussion. That way, you can just take your headphones off for a minute, and we can get that part out.
All right.
But all in all, like, so Jeff, what have been, I like to do. You guys know how I do it: the good, the bad, and what to expect moving forward. In this case, we're gonna call it the good, the bad, the geeky. So, what was everybody's highlights so far this season? What have been some of the, like, Jeff? What have you had a favorite episode yet in season 2?
My favorite episode was the X Factor episode.
Mhm.
I think that getting to see multiple mutant teams, getting to understand multiple mutant dynamics with X-Force, X-Factor, X-Men, X-Corp. I think really getting a chance to see alternative perspectives, why these different teams are kind of like necessary, the different like roles that the teams play in conjunction with one another. It's like, obviously, if you read the comics, you get that vibe from, actually reading the comics. But I think in the show, there's been times where, you'll run across a character or two, but it's very X-Men focused. But I think just even in having episodes where X Factor, even though they're an antagonist, prominently shown, then you have X Force, where it's like we're on their side, but then they cross a line that the people who we normally watch won't cross, and they're making this show not a Saturday morning kids show anymore. And so I think that episode, seeing the growth of Jubilee, giving her a moment, somebody who everybody constantly has just been like, what's the point of her, bro? It's like, well, when she got trained by Charles Xavier, she was just learning how to like exist in the world and maintain control over her powers.
Control her mutant powers.
When she got trained by Cable, she
learned how to
fuck some shit up.
And shout out on the jet. Homegirl was flying the hell out that jet.
Yeah.
Like, oof.
So
Oof.
I think just the expansion of, I saw a lot of people complain about the fact that the episodes were not like this continuous storyline, but I felt like doing it that way allowed us to see so much more of the world that I was much more fascinated by that than if the whole season, every single episode is like, where's Apocalypse? We got to chase him down. We got to chase him to this year and that year and follow. It's like, it felt disjointed because I think they were weaving like a very tangled knot that season 3 is going to have to unravel. So I think that was my favorite episode. I've always been a huge Nightcrawler fan, but he was definitely my MVP this season with Gambit missing so much of the season. Yeah. And then I will say I also am not mad at how my boy came back. At the end of the day, I was going to be happy if they brought him back, period. But I think the story that they told, going back to the Bayou, getting to see the Thieves Guild and the Assassins and all that stuff, I thought that was just handled really, really, really well in a way, again, that I saw people kind of disparaging, like the power of love. But it's like, that's the whole thing. That's the whole point of all of this, really. So, right. Yes, the Rogue's love saved Gambit.
And we just gonna be happy about it.
Yeah.
Right. And we just gonna be happy about that.
Like, I'm sorry it wasn't all scientific and mystical and there wasn't a team thing and we didn't all have to hold hands. The love of one woman sometimes is enough.
And that's a pretty strong woman.
It wins over a lot of situations. It definitely.
That's a pretty strong woman though. So if one woman gonna hold you down,
if there was one thing to make you jump off the rational train, it's love. So, hey.
So Teresa, I know you have not seen the last episode, but with the exception of the last, any episodes stand out to you so far this season?
I don't think I really had a favorite episode because this season really
definitely gonna get her man.
Huh?
No, Venom put it. Rogue gonna get her man. Yes, she is.
This season didn't really catch me and hold me like the first season did. Mm-hmm. Because the first season I watched stuff while I work. And so, in the first season, caught me so that I was kind of paying a little, I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but paying a little bit less attention to work than maybe I should have, and I did go back and watch it again. It was speaking to me so much. This season didn't really catch me like that. I wasn't really, I wasn't really feeling the whole apocalypse thing. But I agree with Jeffrey with the whole Gambit thing. I think I enjoyed that whole storyline. Him coming back bad, if you will, and then everything to get him kind of back right or whatever. But the whole thing is not really that clear to me because, like I said, it didn't really jump out at me. And this time I was working, and I think I paid more attention to work because it didn't stop me. But I probably will watch the whole season again, get that last episode and then try it again just so I can tie the story together and be ready for next time. And I haven't seen I know we're not supposed to talk about it anymore, but the Bo DeMaio videos. So, I'll watch it again so I know what the hell he's talking about when I do see the video, the reel.
And it's, there were, I would definitely agree that this season didn't have me as captured. I would, wait for those midnight and catch those midnight episodes if I had to. And this time I was like, I'll watch it tomorrow. In fact, I want to say
exactly
on last week. Last week we took a break, we, get a little bit of rest and whatnot, take a week off. And it just so happened that last week it was like the homework was to have that last episode watched. I was going to be coming in, not having seen episode. And I would, I would have probably had it on in the background or something. And yeah. And it just feels like the story doesn't have me as, ooh, what's going to happen? It's like they've pretty much said, here's what's happening, and there you go. So, X-Men is so good. Yeah.
Oh
Holy
yeah,
Knights. Yeah,
there's one.
X-Men is great. I mean, I definitely like. I've enjoyed X-Men up to this
There's
point.
one.
Um, Now, as we get into the
There is.
next season, I'm definitely curious to see, if they come back with the storyline that is going to have me back where it's like I got to know what happens every time.
But
Right.
So, RG, has there been an episode so far for you? Any episode?
so overall,
stands out?
I'm gonna do the good, the good portion, right? I did enjoy this season. I enjoyed this season a lot because it put me a bit more into as a comic book fan, in that
Right.
it's a big universe and they told a lot of stories. They told a lot of different stories. I feel like that allowed certain parts or certain things that were going on a minute to breathe. Right? Like just a little bit of like I might like the idea of, the consecutive keep the story, keep the story cohesive, keep it going, everything in order, everything in chronological order. But in all honesty, I did like the way that they did it, that they kind of broke it up and told the different stories. I give that to them. Probably my favorite episode is definitely the Weapon X episode. You know what I'm saying? When they had all of them together, you know what I'm saying? Just fucking shit up, just slicing shit. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So I was all good. I like that. Omega Red is probably one of just as a fan of the comic book, I liked his character design since he first came out, since I saw him in the comic book.
Yeah,
I always thought he
been
was
cool.
pretty cool looking character. And then probably the best moment out the damn series, out this season, is that finally there's recognition that Nightcrawler is fucking OP. If you use Nightcrawler the right way, it's fucking everybody up. It's like being a speedster. Yeah. Nigga, I can pop up wherever. Yeah. Pop up wherever. Yeah. You're not quick enough. You're not stopping. He fucked up everybody. It was nice to see him have that moment. That was cool. I was like, thank you. Been saying this for years.
You see, I got Bamf for sure.
Yes, there you go. You know what I'm saying? He got it in. So
yeah. And he was hitting them with the rabbit punches, in and out, back and forth. I mean, like even in the previous season,
dropping niggas out the sky.
We saw him and Wolverine in the X Mansion, and he had both his swords and a sword on his chest. Like, we already got a taste that Nightcrawler can really be that dude if you want to be. He's a pacifist, which is the crazy part,
right?
Because if he wasn't a pacifist,
you'd be dead now.
Them three finger hands would be
Nightcrawler kills the Marvel universe.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And be reading poetry. He'd be praying and reading his poetry out.
I was gonna say reading the Bible.
Just trying to exist and be peaceful.
Quote scripture while you slice your arm off.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna hit you with that. He gonna hit you with that line Jules hit you with. And I come down with glorious vengeance.
Great vengeance and furious anger.
That's it. He's gonna be right on their face. I would say for this season, it's kind of a toss-up between like two of the different episodes, because I did like the same episode where Gambit comes back and he's taking control of Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler's doing his thing. There was just a lot happening there. Some of the battles that took place there were some of the coolest feats that we had seen. And I believe that one was Dead Man's Hand, episode 8. Watching Jubilee jump out the jet, use her powers to stop the bomb, stop the missiles, and then land back in. And when she was like off track, use the little fireworks to push her the way she.
Propulsion.
Again,
yeah.
I am beginning to truly appreciate the writers taking time to just show us. They're like, when I say they are really getting us ready for X-Men, because we got a chance to see Jean Grey use her powers in a way that I had never really considered her using her powers, because it's not a way that they prominently show her doing. We've seen her read people's minds, and she can sense when people are nearby, that kind of thing.
Oh,
Right. You know what I'm saying? That and a quick pass out. The only time she was like really that chick was when she was Phoenix. This season, last season, you know what I'm saying? We're getting to see her like do stuff, and that's been a big plus. Watching Cable, like when Cable jumped out that jet and charged up his eye and hit like that whole building. Like that dude is really powerful. Like he's an incredibly powerful psychic, and because he's got the big metal arm and he shoots all the big guns, again, it's just one of those things that doesn't really stand out for the character. So I think a lot of what we got in episode 8, the battles that were taking place, the fighting that took place, we got a chance to see a lot of different highlights, and you know, we get to see people throw paws, and like they was really out there putting boot to ass. Now I am still trying to figure out how have Havoc and Scott not had a conversation yet. You know,
because Havoc is a government flunky.
Exactly. That's why you got the leader of this team talking crazy, and Scott Summers is right here. How have they not had a conversation yet?
Scott has bigger problems.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Scott's trying to figure out how to see his son in the future. Like
he know it ain't no talking to some people. Like he basically that's like, well, how come he's not talking to the ICE agents? Like, what is there to talk about, bruh? You come over here, you're gonna get optic blasted. Okay, so you go worry about your little team, and you better go play with something safe.
Definitely got some Marvel.
For my girls, scramble your egg real quick. Okay, this is your brain on drugs.
Make you forget something.
Have you walking that way till your feet start bleeding, and then keep walking. Yeah,
like y'all. I mean, how are you gonna talk to Scott anyway? You couldn't even handle my little one. My little one flipped your whole team inside out, and you think you gonna come talk to me about being my brother? You wish you was my brother. You might be my sibling, my brother. Nah, man, you're not my brother. Wolverine, my brother. Wolverine more my brother than you are. Have it.
He's gonna save my life more than you. I don't know. We need some backstory. I don't know. God damn, Jay.
Like I said, again, that's one of those moments where I'm just I want to see more of how that works and how that's gonna play out.
Jeff just made the whole shit up. Damn.
I did like
we need some backstory now. Shit, I need
Jubilee getting her hallway moment at when she was breaking out of the jail. Like, you know, she did the little knuckle crack.
Oh yeah.
Went down that hallway. Yeah, that was.
I like the confidence.
I really like to see the fighting and the action that was in this season was top tier. There was less exposition, and it was more like boot to ass throughout the season, and that was a plus for me.
Felt like an animated comic.
Yeah, like we still got some story beats, and we got some some high points and that sort of thing.
I think it was good too because it's like you really like when you watch the old cartoon. It's like we talked about this before, but it's like we just excited that we get anything X-Men on the screen when we're kids,
right?
But really, it's like the same thing, right? Snick, slice, boom, boom. Jubilee ain't gonna help at all.
She's gonna distract some people for it. She's gonna distract some people.
Matter of fact,
my mind.
She gonna blow up the doorknob on the door. We need to leave thing. So now we got to find another way out. You know what I'm saying? The only people who really putting in work be Rogue, Gambit, and Storm.
Yeah, they and consistent.
And Wolverine.
They are consistent.
Yeah, Wolverine. Yes.
Everybody else, man, I don't know what y'all be doing.
Everybody, Sam, you're gonna have to do that Xavier impression.
Jeff got a good one.
That Xavier impression with the
my mind.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and Magnus, that's why this season
you don't want to do this, Magnus.
Whoever they got doing the
Yes,
voice for
I
him
do,
this season,
Charles.
it does sound like he is.
Oh, shit.
He tired of y'all talking shit about him. And
Magnus.
he's angry, and he just went the whole season mad. You know what I'm saying? They'd have kicked him out of school. He was like, "Y'all forgot I got money, so I'm gonna go buy this whole corporate building,
So you know how we'll save them?
and it'll be a company." Right? Like instead, I tried doing the nonprofit thing, so now we're gonna go for the dollar. And see, it's different rules when you got money. It's different rules.
But yeah, I was saying, I
that-
think the writers really did a good job of showing mutant mastery. Like
yeah,
y'all been
yeah.
practicing.
Okay.
Y'all been practicing. He has been on the ground. He been in the ground. He been having to get piggyback rides.
Kept knocking him out of his wheelchair.
Like no dignity. He's like, I could have been in outer space with robot legs with the Shi'ar and the baddest one.
Right. Instead,
am.
I'm here watching my friends get killed.
I'm in ancient
getting
Egypt
time
when they used to
travel.
throw people whose legs didn't work off the top of the pyramid because they didn't need them.
Right. Thank you. I don't want to go back. What? Fuck that. I gave them a school and they still fucked up. Sneaking out and shit. You know how many times I had to bail out Wolverine? Yeah.
That's actually hilarious to think about. My man has been on the ground a lot. So those were definitely some of the highlights. And that's the stuff that has allowed me to truly enjoy this season. And it's still been something that I know it comes out on Wednesday. I'm gonna definitely get it watched by the weekend, and that was the case every time. And since we did take last week off, I immediately was like, oh yeah, well, okay, cool. I can go in here and watch this episode. And I was able to sit comfortably and watch the episode there. And let me tell you, that last episode, man. Yeah, it was no, let me tell you though, like seriously, and I say this, I know Teresa, you don't care about spoilers, but since I am trying not to spoil it for RG, I will say that last episode was a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be, and it was a very interesting way to close out the season. And I'm curious what the consequences. Like it's really odd to see a choice like that in a show like this. If you know, you know. And I
mean, not to me. I think that this version of the show has always been heavy and about people making choices and actually exploring the consequences of said choices. And so, Nightcrawler seeing, the love that Rogue has for Gambit is inspirational for him. And that's a callback even to season 1. So I think all in all, like I was okay with the way that they chose to resolve the problem that they had set up.
Right.
I have thoughts about the problem that they decided to set up, but I don't really have a big issue with how they chose to resolve said problem. I think ultimately the show is just handicapped by not enough episodes. I think there was a few 2 episodes smushed into one.
Yeah.
I think the way that they handled like the first 4 episodes made sense because you showed where everybody was in the current time. Okay, everybody who went to the future, this is what they got going on. The people who were stuck in the present, this is what they got going on. The people who went to the past, this is what they got going on. Episode 4 is how we all converge and get back together, right?
Right.
I think that the episode where Wolverine goes and gets his adamantium is a great one-off. The X-Force episode, great one-off. I think that some of the episodes where I think episode 9 was clearly supposed to be episode 9 and 10, because that shit like that
Yeah.
that episode
Yeah.
that gift for Neil deGrasse Tyson when he on the hyperspace. That's how I felt like moving through that episode, because it's like, oh, we're here, oh, we're there, oh. Whereas like you
Yeah.
could clearly see like this episode should have stopped
It took
here,
half the
had
episode for
these
Beast to
things
get
filled
from
out
where
more.
he was to ship, and then he got back like that.
Yeah.
One of those.
So it's like,
Well, I think that was more
The
I think
fast
that was
travel?
more. Yeah, I think that was more about like how fast Rogue is able to fly, and I mean,
right, well,
yeah,
no, and I get that
Mm.
point. But even when they were initially getting to ship versus him getting back, it was just to show that passage of time. Because when he
Yeah.
gets back, that's where Rogue is kind of like, wait, you know what I'm saying? And so a certain amount of time had passed at that point. And I think that was intentional because it showed that time had passed. And that's why she was sitting there kind of confused, because it wasn't her expectation. Leanne, what's going on, ma'am? How are you doing? Hadn't seen you in a while. Thank you for hopping in tonight.
Right, we getting visitors. I like it.
But either way, it's clear. It was very clear. Certain episodes and certain things were just like smushed together. 10 episodes is not even enough, in my opinion. If it was 10 1-hour episodes,
Right.
okay.
45
Like-
minutes even.
And I think that's part of just like
Yeah.
the whole thing with animation, where it's like, I don't understand why this is not a 1-hour show.
Right.
Like, I don't understand. I don't know. I find the way that things are being handed out sometimes to be strange. Maybe it's all this like backroom contract issue type stuff that, you know, keeps art from being wonderful because of the money, but it really just feels like you guys took so much time and care and energy into making sure X-Men was done right, but like you are the one as a studio that's handicapping it by not greenlighting enough episodes to like flesh out some of this stuff and make all of this make sense. Like, yeah, we could have had a conversation with Havoc. I mean, we had Jubilee make the whole comment about, you know, him being basically a fake Cyclops in the second episode. I'm going to continue to be baffled by the choice to stick with like 9 to 10 episodes. I think a lot of the thing that people are frustrated by is a result, honestly, of that. Because I think the writing has been good. I think the choice to make Gambit the like Gambit Onslaught or whatever they was doing, or Gambit Apocalypse, or however they did it.
Gamboxalypse.
I'm just like,
Say it again. What you said?
Gambocalypse.
No, I don't think that's what you said the first time.
but to that extent, right? You've been talking about Apocalypse Horseman, but you didn't have time to show us what that means. How many there have been through the like? That's something that in the old X-Men, where it would have been a to be continued, would have had time to get into that. So even Gambit turning into this thing doesn't have Gambit coming back as Death. It doesn't make as much sense if you've only watched X-Men 97.
Right. Same with Angel, because we should know Angel as Angel, not Archangel. Well, you would have to go back and rewatch and catch that.
They
and
do
then, of course,
mention
like,
that Archangel was a horseman in the show.
Yeah.
right.
So they
right.
do
And that's
mention
what I'm saying.
episode.
But that would have been great for like flashback, and it would also show like why Psylocke and Angel, why they feel a certain way about Gambit versus Cable just trying to get to Apocalypse.
Right.
But yeah, it's like
And
that was
Midnight.
that's an episode
And
by
Midnight.
itself.
Right.
That's
and
an
Midnight.
episode by itself, or at least half of an episode if we get the hour longs. Okay, and so yeah, episode 8, Dead Man's Hand for you as well. Al, I was actually getting ready to type for you. Throw it out there for you.
It is a great episode.
Nope, don't click that. Don't want to
If
block.
you're watching, just put your favorite episode in the chat.
Yeah,
There you
for
go.
real.
Well, I'm also keeping the comments going. You know, I've got them open over here. Since I'm not wasting time with Facebook anymore, I'm, like, well, let me not say it like that. I'm no longer doing the live streams on Facebook. I will still post videos and content and all that good stuff will be there. But, and of course, that's also where you can, find all of our regular content, where our group is. You can click the QR code there, and that'll actually take you to our group. You can find us on all our social medias. Don't forget, like, subscribe, follow, and share.
There you go. I'm not even trying to.
Right. I like that, and it works because we're talking X-Men. You know what I'm saying? And then when we come back for Wakanda Forever, we'll talk about it then.
Am I pointing out? I'm just representing.
See, and so it's whenever it's up, that's where it is. You can always find it, and it's a good deal there. But so those were the goods. If there's good, then that means there had to be some not so goods. There's some bads. So what were some of the things this season that Jeff, I think you've kind of already mentioned one, the shortness of the episodes and the episodes feeling a little rushed and smushed. Was there anything else in particular that you felt kind of worked against the show? Michael, what's going on, man? Welcome.
I think the Kane cameo was a little weird, but it didn't bother me. I think really the biggest thing was kind of like they did the whole apocalypse thing, but it wasn't really like a lot of apocalypse.
Yeah.
It was a lot of El Sabin Noor or whatever his
El
Sabin Noor.
And then it was just like Apocalypse got his heart broke, and then she moved to the bayou, and it's like, all right,
I'm taking over the whole
weird.
planet now.
But like in a show where
incel behavior,
in a show where there's more episodes or more time, we would have seen their love affair, and so then it would have just made the stakes higher. You know what I mean? It would have made
it would have given the hurt some depth as opposed to it just being a reactionary
situation. When everybody who dies throughout this series, when they die, it is meaningful. Like when this show has a lot of people die, but even still, when they die, it's meaningful. Even when they shot Homeboy on the beach, and Julia's like, "What are you guys doing?" And then she's in the middle of trying to negotiate, and Archangel is like, "We don't do that."
Nah.
Right. Yeah.
To the swamp, because black people down there weren't gonna bother her.
Yeah. She looked like the people around her, and she had magic. And being in the bayou with that Creole magic was
Egypt lady floating down in the bayou.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
You didn't see nothing. You see, all the thieves and the assassins was white because they were going down there being nosy. Now you owe it.
Demanding.
You got to pay your tithes.
Right. He came down there demanding how things were going to go. Yeah, I do like that they've already renewed the series. But at this point, being greenlit
after what
for
they
another
did,
season.
Thank you. There you go. Nope. After what they did to my other show.
Yeah. Like being greenlit for a season.
I'm not believing you.
But I will say also that, and I've had a very extensive conversation about this on TikTok because of the video we posted. And Teresa, your video has blown up, girl. We got over 1,000 likes on that post on TikTok. But yeah, like it, just getting greenlit for another season does not mean that other season is going to come through, because Wonder Man had already been greenlit for a season 2, and it didn't get that season 2.
Let's talk about it.
Right. No. But I will say that in the conversations I've been having, even with that, X-Men 97 was already one of the shows that already had its season 2. At the time of that conversation, Daredevil, X-Men, and Loki, and What If were the only shows that already had multiple seasons. X-Men 97 and What If were because like Eyes of Wakanda only had one season, Zombies only had one season. So as we kind of like went through and looked at all the different Marvel properties, the only ones that had already had multiple seasons were, of course, were the ones that it had been Daredevil, Born Again, Loki, and X-Men and What If. They were the only ones that were already in their second season looking at future. So I can't say that everything else seemed to only get the one season. But of course, there were spinoffs because we got Agatha all along after WandaVision. So lots of different ways. I am still happy that we have at least gotten an announcement for season 3 and season 4. That does leave me hopeful that, more will be coming out and we'll be able to get into those items as well. If I'm not mistaken,
let's answer this when we talk about the X-Men casting, because I think the casting announcement will play into how we can analyze this question.
Okay, yeah, we say that. All right, remember that.
I have to see if they're still going to move forward with Zombies for their second season, because at the last announcement they were going to be focusing more on their movies and less on their television items. And so Marvel Zombies, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I have to look more into it. If you're confirming that for me, cool. But the last time I had heard about it, that's where they were. They were focusing more. And so I was thinking that meant like all television shows were going to kind of stop with going for the TV shows. Consequences of Chandra being destroyed. Is that when Cerebro became sentient? Or are you no, that's the
Bayou lady.
Yeah, I was about to say you see, I was like the one with the gem. They took her stone. I mean, the guilds may do something different. The Assassins Guild, the Thieves Guild. I was trying to remember if there was a connection between Grifter from Wildcats and like, was he part of the Assassins Guild or something? Because they have that one dude on the show that looks just like Grifter. I know it was Wildcats. It was
only because Jim Lee designed all them characters at that time.
I know, but it was just like a funny little like, hey, that looked like Grifter, and people was like, who's Grifter? You know what? Don't worry about it. We're not gonna do that right now. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what consequences would come as a result of her not being there, other than the guilds have their option to move forward, and there could be an imbalance of power there. Thieves Guild takes over, or the Assassins Guild takes over. That balance isn't in place, and people aren't paying their regular tithes. That's about the only real consequence I could think, because with her stone being removed, she no longer really serves a purpose at that location. Because she's no longer
a regular person.
Right, like she's no longer going to be immortal. She won't have any of her powers anymore. So I think the only thing that would happen would be the shift of power. Yeah, okay, thank you, the external. That would just be the shift of power. Would probably be the only consequence I would see from the Bayou. What were some of the other parts that worked against the show? RG, Teresa, do either of you have anything so far this season?
Not a specific for me. It's just the general fact that it didn't really catch me. I think it's largely, or maybe not largely, but partly because I'm not a comic person.
Right.
And so a lot of the people that were in this season, I don't know who the hell they are. So at least with the first season, it was like more basic X-Men, the regular core people. So I recognized them from the original
series.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I don't know who these people are. So yeah.
Well, I think I think with that, and that could even tie back into what Jeff was saying, as we got moments where they got spotlight, but we really didn't get a chance to dive into who's who and why this lineup is what it is, how this team was formed, how that team was formed.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been a conversation. It could have been, and I'm sorry for this, RG. It could have been something that was explained in a conversation as opposed to, us actually seeing it play out.
Mhm.
But with a longer episode, there would have been more opportunities for us to at least get that exposition and explain who these people are. You know what I'm saying? Like Polaris, they kind of put a spotlight on her this season. You get to get a little bit more and find out, oh, this is Magneto's daughter, and she's a legacy mutant. And so, of course, she's got this.
She likes black dudes.
Right. They was very clear that that's how that goes. And so it's like having the opportunity to you see Strong Guy, and Strong Guy is such an interesting character because he had
crazy.
like he looked
He ain't really that goddamn strong considering the universe he's in.
considering the universe that he's really not, but he's also one of those characters most times when people look at him. Remember, I was talking about how like you get to see the powers being used a little different. A lot of times you forget that he can actually absorb powers as well. Like he can absorb energy and redirect it. And he gets stronger as a result. Now, Bishop does it better. So ultimately, advantage goes to Bishop in that regard. But even thinking about like the kinetic force of being punched, it's still being able to, take that energy in and convert it. Bishop can actually discharge it so he can shoot it back at you, where Strong Guy just kind of uses it to get strong.
Power up.
So, right. And so I think that having a little bit more time in the episodes would have given us a little bit more time with the characters, and that would have been a good way to, honestly, yeah, I think that's a good point. Like not really clarifying for those who don't know, on the,
Right.
I was about to say Weapon X lies in videotape.
Right.
I was called the other movie. But on that episode, you know what I'm saying? Just throwing these people together and saying like, oh, they all have adamantium powers. You gotta
Like,
give me
did you
something.
need a
Explain it,
frame of
clarify.
reference? Like you needed a frame of reference to appreciate
Right,
it better.
and having that little bit of extra. If there's not going to be, if you don't subscribe to New Rock Stars or Screen Crush, and you don't get the Easter eggs, who the hell am I watching on screen right now? You know what I'm saying? Unless you have one of those video breakdowns. And I'm not gonna lie, I watch those. I don't plan to do any of those. One day when we have made it, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, let me not say I'm never gonna do that. Wait a minute. One day, when it is my job to do this, I will gladly sit and watch and research and do all of the. Plus, I'll be able to get the content early. Hell yeah, I'm all for it. That's what we're trying to do. So, to help us get there, because you got to segue that.
He's bringing the box again.
Right. In order to help us get there, make sure you like, subscribe, share. Tell your friends about it. Make sure they're subscribing as well.
It's the other way around, right?
Help us get where we need to get. Let us get all the people, because we want to have more people. Because I like being able to talk with my friends. I like being able to talk to you, the viewers. So thank you for that. It is awesome having you all
We
interact.
appreciate you.
And Strong Guy's voiced by Morph's original voice actor.
Oh wow, tidbit.
That's okay. That's pretty cool.
That's an Easter egg.
Did not know that for real.
Now, there was an Instagram post when we get to D23, the voice actor for Storm, she put out a post recently, and I thought that she gave her blessing, so that was pretty cool.
I did see that one.
The only other issue that I think I had with this season, of course, was, and again, this is one of those, like, I know it's a me issue. It's not a negative reflection on the show. It is it feels like misdirect sometimes, because it looks like the show is leading one direction and then they don't do that, and so of course it's like I'm just confused because I know it's based on the comic, because I know the story is this, seeing Apocalypse somehow be inside Gambit, pause, that was like really confusing because that's not how that's supposed to happen, you know? And so it's like now I'm having to not really unlearn, but I'm having to like just wipe the expectation because, like, you know, you see something, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and then it's like, oh, that's a duck-billed platypus. Okay, my bad. I was, you know, sorry, I jumped the gun and assumed that the duck thing was going to be a duck. Okay, that was on me, and that's really what it is. But it definitely felt like they were leaning one way with having Charles like so upset, and then he's in the danger room trying to get stronger. Him, because really, Charles out here trying to fight? What?
What were you gonna
That's
do?
crazy.
What was you gonna do?
Right, like that's crazy. Like, Charles, I'm gonna need you to pick up a pistol. Stop playing, okay? Because like, unless you putting people to sleep permanently, what is happening?
Focus, man.
So, and it's very odd. So I would say that was probably the only thing that was a negative for me. It was difficult to follow what they were adapting because of the like, this is how it's supposed to go, this is how it went. And so of course it was like, oh, they're gonna no, they're not doing that. Okay, cool. Oh, this is what they're doing. And so, you know, still pleasantly surprised, and you know, it still had a very unique X-Men like ending, and you know, all the things were there. So I still enjoyed the season overall. Okay. It was just, it got a little challenging. But overall,
hold on. I didn't get my bad. How did you
have bad?
Skip my bad.
You have bad?
Yeah, I got bad.
Okay.
Nah, but what's funny is that
okay. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
There you go. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah,
Take a refill, Faffy.
Yeah. Go ahead. What was your bad?
Honestly, the truth is that the bad that I hate about this season is that the first time, the reality of the situation is the first time that I got exposed to X-Men animated, I had a 2 in the front of my age. So I looked at the cartoon differently back then, right? There was things I appreciated about it back then. I was a little bit more closer to the comics and more avid, like going to a store and buying, you know what I'm saying, paper product and having paper product for a while, you know what I'm saying, and reading it that way. I
completely understand that.
And so that was the way I looked at it back then. And now I'm got X-Men 97 and my age starts with a 5. And I look at this, you know, this cartoon a little differently now. Like, there's a lot of aspects of it that it's like, I have to appreciate the quickness of the closure of the problems here. Knowing that's not realistic. Knowing that a lot of the actions, a lot of the steps they take are not realistic. As much as I gave it up for Nightcrawler earlier, that motherfucker pissed me off. That whole situation, yo, that Creed got to die. You willing to fight, causing a whole, it's always this, you know, who was homeboy from Walking Dead? The sheriff. That
Rick.
guy. Rick, yes, there's always a fucking Rick disturbing the fucking peace. And the idea that you're trying to be a good guy. Right? Everybody was staying alive. They were on the highway, they were 30 deep. They meet you, boom. Everywhere you go, all of a sudden people start dying. And that's who Nightcrawler became. That pissed me off. But why did it piss me off? Did it piss me off because it was bad character writing? Did it piss me off because it was not believable? No. It just pissed me off because I'm older and I look at it differently. Reality of the situation, it was written properly. It was written as a cartoon. This is the sad part is Jeff, it is still a Saturday morning cartoon. That technically it's modeled itself after Saturday. There might be more stakes in that we're getting more people dying, right? And it's a bit more meaningful. but it's more meaningful to us. I feel like it's more meaningful because I'm older. I've since the first cartoon, them deaths ain't mean that much to me. I didn't know how much death meant at that time, as opposed to now that we're older and that we actually like these. It's I feel like that there's that age gap that makes me look at the medium differently than when I look at from a technical point of looking at the older cartoon. It is not this, masterpiece Shakespearean artwork. It's not just so well written and flawless with no plot holes and no gaps in the stories at all. Like, it's okay. It's okay. It was okay. From a technical standpoint, it's nostalgia. During a meaningful point in my life, this was something that I got to enjoy. This is what they gave me. This is what I got to enjoy. And that's what we hold dear. That's the music we like. It's that type of shit. So yes, do I like X-Men? Yeah. But this season is just, it's from a technical standpoint, a lot of the stuff is just a little all over the place. Even though the same thing I appreciate about it is the same thing I kind of hate about it, is that I do want that consistency and consecutive storyline. I do want that plot line to go from point A to point D and me to go along that journey and enjoy the journey. I want to have a journey with these characters. And I feel like that's what this season really deprived me of.
Yeah.
It deprived me of a journey with characters. I'm just getting moments. That's all this season gave me.
I think that falls back to something we've talked about just in terms of the streaming model. The 8-episode or the 10-episode limit. And given that these aren't even hour-long episodes, it's cut even more because the comparison you're making, like, think about it. We had part 1 and part 2. That was it. We used to have like 4 parts of a series. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
like,
so when
you
have 22 episodes in a season,
yeah,
you can break it up into 3 and 4 episodes. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like you got to show that in one scene and fix it in another, and it's got to be in the same episode within 5 minutes because 5 minutes of animation is a lot.
They was using that theme song, that opening credits to do a lot of work too. Because,
like I said,
if the X-Force episode was 2 episodes instead of 1, we would have actually seen Jubilee and Sunspot getting trained, versus it being like one of the little shorts inside the episode that they change out. So it's like, okay, so now we need to, as a viewer, understand that from the moment Cable said, "Join my team," it wasn't like, oh, tomorrow they was on the plane going to do this mission. It was like, no, he was getting them ready, and they was going into battle, and they was doing all kinds of stuff, and it's like, it's a masterful way to handle it in terms of like, we've only been given this much canvas to work with, so how can we like put more picture in the picture without needing more picture? But
it's the way they do opening credits for movies when you get to like, and honestly, one of the first thing comes to mind is Spider-Man 2, the Raimi films. During the opening sequence, they have like those images and those stills to refresh you of what happened in Spider-Man 1 so that you kind of remember. They give you the highlights.
Yeah.
To let you know, remind you the stuff you need to know so that when you go in. And like I said,
the Raimi ones, they're showing you stuff you already seen, like in Spider-Man 1. And X-Men opening credits, they were showing us stuff we never seen before.
Never seen.
We never seen Jubilee train with Cable.
Right.
Not
we never seen X-Force get unveiled to the world with the classic like burst yellow behind them. It was so
right.
And so that was where that's when it becomes like, all right, like clearly that you're not giving them enough runway to work with. They're trying to put images inside they're trying to paint a painting of paintings on the wall, and eventually it's like,
you're getting a montage of your montage.
Yeah,
right. If you got to pause and look at all the clips in the background to get the story, you missing something. And I agree, but remember, I was also saying I figured out, okay, we got to watch because it's shit happening here that I need to know. It wasn't Sherlock Homeboy. It was like just getting what the story is because they missing stuff, they skipping stuff, and here's the clues that you need. So if we tell you, that's the clue. But RG, I would say, yeah, man, that would probably fall back into that. The short episodes, the short run times could possibly resolve that. We get some 22 minutes, and we get 22 episodes in a season. We could probably kick it through. All in all, I'm gonna say season 2, nice 7.5. We give it 7. I can't even try to act like I'm gonna give it 7 BAMFs. It ain't as cool when I do it.
So I'll give it a BAMF minus, a B minus.
BAMF minus, okay. See, that's yeah. I think I was just under that. I gave it a C++. Teresa, where would you put it at?
I don't think it's fair for me to grade it just yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not finished, and like I said, I'm gonna watch it again and pay more attention.
Okay. And RG, you want to hold off on a grade until you catch that last episode?
Nah, man. I don't think it's gonna make that much. I don't think it's gonna average that much into the other 8.
Where would you put it at currently? Then?
I'm giving it a 7. In all honesty,
okay.
I'm giving it a 7. Like I said, there was a lot of it that I did enjoy. Like the parts of it that I didn't enjoy, I just felt like I was biased. I felt like it was just my own fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
bias. That was why I didn't like it.
Just let me know if
not didn't like it or what I didn't like about it.
After you watch the last episode, let me know if it goes up from a 7.
Gotcha.
So the other thing that we're going to talk about tonight, that was our X-Men 97 season review. The other thing we get to talk about, all the coolness that came out. The D23 Fan Expo happened recently, and they made some big announcements, talked about some cool stuff they're going to do. One of the big things that came out of that was a new Doomsday Avengers trailer. I'm sorry. There was real quick. Morph meet characters and shape shit too much. You know what? It has something to do with him being able to change his cells. So whether or not he actually meets those people,
they're in the same universe. They exist.
No, in the very first episode of X-Men, the animated series, Morph morphs into Senator Kelly based off seeing him on TV. So
yeah,
I don't know how it works in terms of him knowing the powers, but he can turn into people just off seeing images of them.
Yeah, and I think the only limitation is he can't do like.
They fought together. They fought around these people. Like there's other battles. There's been a shit ton of other battles than the ones that they introduced us to. You know,
or maybe he's just seeing some of that stuff. But like Jeff said, maybe he just sees it on the news and he can do it.
Yeah.
And so, I'll have to find those tie-in comics. That'd be pretty cool. And Dark Venom gave it an 8. Polaris being in the spotlight, Nightcrawler, and got Gambit back. All good reasons. Okay.
Yep. Hell yeah.
All good reasons.
All good characters. Need more episodes.
And so, yeah. We're just about to get into D23. So the D23, Jeff, you want to hop in here? What were some of like I said, I know some of the main things that came out. We had the Avengers. We had a new Avengers Doomsday trailer. We got an X-Men casting. We have a Kingdom Hearts animation that's going to be coming based on the game. Some of the other announcements were, other movie series. We've got, and I'll just run through some of these real quick. We've got a new Simpsons movie, Princess Diaries, Gato, Coco 2. That's one that's going to be pretty interesting. Bluey's getting a movie.
Who?
Bluey.
Bluey? What? Fuck yeah. my dude. This fucking dad is the
Blue
man.
is a girl.
She's a girl.
Oh, that's right. It's her and her sister. That's right. It's my bad.
Yes.
Jeez,
Bluey
Louise.
and
sorry.
Bingo.
I'm
We've
looking
got
fucking everybody. They're androgynous as hell.
No,
We've got
they're not.
another.
she's clearly a girl.
There is no defining. Look in the artwork.
If you
yes,
watch
there
the
is.
show,
In the,
if you
look,
watch
dude,
the
I have
show,
watched. Let me tell you something. I have
she's
watched more
clearly a
Bluey
girl.
in the past 2 years than.
You just assuming she's a boy because
No, I
blue.
just forgot. No, I just forgot. I know
'Cause
she's a
she's
girl. No, I know.
and because
Yeah.
the dad is blue, you think she blue and then make her a boy.
But
Right.
there's
It's okay.
there's a thing in the
It was
ears.
that was done on purpose so
There's
you
a
can
thing.
confront the stereotypes that you
Your
break through
Traditional
break through the
gender.
box.
I'm a Neanderthal. Fuck it. All right.
Gonna challenge the gender norms and switch it all up on you.
Exactly.
Intelligent enough to acknowledge I need to change.
Romy and Michelle too.
Man,
don't know where that came
talk
from.
about that. We
Yeah,
Can we,
Star
yeah,
Wars
can we-
Starfighter.
We know what you're
I'm just reading the
Romy
list.
and Michelle.
Even
I'm
though
reading
the first movie was dope, I liked the first movie. And I don't give a fuck. Who cares?
Yeah.
I liked the first movie. It's
They've
fun.
got more animation with Zootopia 3, another movie called Hexed, Frozen 3, and of course, one of the big announcements, X-Men. We're going to be looking for that in May of 2028. And of course, they did like all the casting announcements for that. We had the Avengers Doomsday special look, the TV show that was announced for Kingdom Hearts. We've got another season of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Oswald.
Which I don't understand. I think it's terrible. I don't understand why it keeps getting seasons.
I like that
Yeah,
show.
I think it's boring, but okay, you can have it. I'll take the Bluey movie.
There you go. See, it's a little something for everybody. I got Jedi Starfighter and another Ahsoka. We got Ahsoka season 2.
Did you mention Vision Quest?
That's I'm going down a list.
My bad, bro.
And yes, Vision Quest. We got an official trailer for Vision Quest, and we're gonna get a lot of the returning characters. And something they did that I thought was actually really, really cool, and it's kind of weird that people don't know this is how this works. But James Spader was the voice of Ultron in Age of Ultron. So having James Spader play the live action version of Ultron is phenomenal because it's a level of consistency that's needed. He's
He's playing his
reprising
dad.
own
He's acting
character.
like his dad. In the
Well,
show.
given that he kind of came from,
He would be.
Like-
Ultron is he's cynical enough. I mean, he's sarcastic enough, right? To adopt that persona just in a way to like kind of throw it in your face. Like, is this what you want to do?
well,
Therefore-
Ultron was made first
Right.
because they were both just AIs. Ultron was actually made, and then Vision was made as a result of Ultron being made. So technically, had Ultron not taken a physical form, Vision may not have been able to do so as well. So that's the thing.
That was his purpose.
Well, I'm sure you knew, Michael, but it's crazy. Again, just looking at some of the discourse and conversations online, that a lot of people are like really shocked and thrown, and they're like, "Why did you how is James Spader?"
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Even
like
I
it
do
just-
that.
Again, remember, my algorithm seeks out the challenge. It
yes.
finds the conflict. I need to know what people are complaining about so that I know what we need to discuss. What do people need to get clarity on? And
This is
so
not a thing in my world, Sam. You want
Gotcha.
I get
introducing
that.
just this it's drama.
It's, I mean, hey, but we're here. We're here to teach. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna help you
understand.
learn for yourself eventually. But in the meantime, we'll
You have
show
to be
you.
aware of this shit going on out here. It's crazy.
But I do like that all of the AIs are going to be there. You know, you've got Jarvis, you've got Edith, you've got Friday. All of them are going to make an appearance in addition to Vision and Ultron. And it's funny because like everything I've been reading on this also says that this is actually going to be part of the Wanda trilogy. So, of course, we have WandaVision, Agatha All Along, and now Vision Quest. Even though they're like a spinoff of a spinoff, well, like both of these are spinoffs from WandaVision. It's like, but is that really that make it if they call it a trilogy, I gotta respect it. Fine, it's a trilogy. I just feel like it's three interconnected stories. I don't think that makes it.
This is gonna be the last one.
Doesn't the 3 just imply trilogy?
I mean,
That's what
I
I'm
understand.
saying. If this is gonna be the last one,
Yeah. That's
and
probably
they're
it.
trying to get people to watch, and they're trying to get people to go back and watch the old stuff. So you
True.
say if it's connected, which
Yeah.
it should be connected. I mean, the first show is about how their family got started. The second show is one of the kids doing some crazy stuff, and the next one got to be about finding the other kid and some sort of closure to it. So, but I get what you're saying, because it's not like it was like these are all. I mean, but they were all meant to be.
They're all. It's a spinoff. They're spinoff shows. It technically is a trilogy.
They just trying to get this last one off.
I get it,
And
and
you know
whatever they look. You know what? Honestly, I've been waiting. I'm sorry, I'm probably too far from the microphone. I've been waiting on Vision Quest for a moment, so I'm glad that we finally here.
Okay.
I was eagerly anticipating a lot of the Marvel projects, so I hate that all of them are not coming to fruition. But we'll stop there. Won't get into that. But I was definitely looking for Vision Quest, and that was one that when this synthesized created vision that didn't really have the Soul Stone popped up and had like this little blue chip, but then talked to the actual. I can't even say the actual version of Vision, because even that was a created version of Vision. But we know that created version of Vision. So this is where the brain starts getting a little weird. Since Wanda was in control of the Soul Stone and her powers, the Chaos Magic is also a part of the Soul Stone. When that happened inside her hex, some of that imprint from the Soul Stone power went into this new Vision. So of course now he's gonna have the actual Vision's memories, because when he touched and they linked up, the whole question about if you rebuild the ship around the original piece, is it technically the original ship, or that whole bit.
Something else entirely.
Right.
We're robots be talking.
Right. Vision had the Mind Stone, but if you recall, he lost the Mind Stone. It got completely destroyed when Thanos just reached into his vibranium head and pulled it out. When he got recreated inside, I'm sorry, I don't mean to come across it. When he got recreated inside WandaVision, Wanda's powers were part of the Soul Stone. That's where she gets her chaos magic. And so her chaos magic coming from the Soul Stone, that is the power that made the Vision that existed inside WandaVision.
But can she create permanent matter? I don't remember that being something that she can.
That was the whole
that
thing.
It's permanent.
Two little boys,
so not
ain't they?
Again, here's well, hold on, and we can break this part down, and that's why I've been waiting on this, because it does answer some questions. She went to Sword and she saw Vision laying on the table, right? All the old components were laying on the table. That actual Vision is broken up in like pieces. She can't do anything with that. She said, I can't feel that. They made a Vision. The Vision they made is the all-white synthesoid Vision with the blue stone.
Right.
She had a panic attack, broke down, created Westview or whatever.
Right. The world that made that town.
Now, we know that her chaos magic powers came from her interacting with the Soul Stone. The Vision that she created as her husband inside WandaVision is a construct of her consciousness. All of that took place there was done by the Soul Stone.
Yeah, but there's got to be some predestination involved in that whole situation that she happens to be the Scarlet Witch. So you know what I'm saying? Like there's something in the universe that makes her a chosen one,
Yeah,
and we're just
and
we're getting the coincidence of the stories.
no. They give that to us as her being a Nexus being. They never really went into detail about that, but her being a Nexus being, the experiments that were done on her at some point in the past, her interaction with, and then from there, her interaction with the Soul Stone and because the Soul Stone, well, I guess at the time it was the Mind Stone because it was the cube. You know what I'm saying? They tried to see how she would react to the cube. The Tesseract.
Right.
Right. And then, of course, her interaction with the Darkhold. The only point I'm making is
that is what I thought was the reason
when she
for
made
her exposure to as Scarlet Witch.
Well, that gets into the Scarlet Witch part, but her powers were initially, all of her chaos magic initially came to her as a result of her interaction.
Right.
And that's,
I think
that's what
yes.
I think that's what Michael was trying to correct me on as far as it being the Mind Stone. But when she got her exposure,
right.
You know, they showed that it was the Soul Stone that gave her powers. Anyway, the vision that she created, when that vision that she created touched the other vision, you see how like that little blue chip turned yellow and it went all through? That's what I'm talking about. He imprinted onto that other vision. Those were her Soul Stone powers that did that. So that's where that actual creation went somewhere.
That makes sense.
That's why I'm like, I want to see how this is working. Correct.
I can see why people didn't want to watch none of that shit. Like I knew what was going on.
No, I'm not saying it gave her powers. I am agreeing it awakened her powers. It was unlocked.
See, that's the thing, right? Right? If it awakened her magic, that meant that whole
she already had the magic.
She was the Scarlet Witch. Whoever she was the Scarlet Witch. Like it wasn't like these things made her into the Scarlet Witch. Somehow that's a title that like is given a particular soul in this universe. So
probably a Nexus being.
And if that right, and so who these Nexus beings are, right? That's what I mean by it's predestined. These people, whoever they are, is who they are.
But just because you have the same powers doesn't mean that they manifest the same way every time in every universe. Because that's the whole thing with Wanda. This Wanda is technically not a mutant, but technically she is a mutant. And so there's a world where she got her powers because she's a mutant and this daughter of Magneto. And when her powers manifest, it's the reality altering whatever's mutant science X gene word they want to call it. And in this world, it's the Tesseract chaos, whatever they want to call it over here. But at the end of the day, like it's complicated, man.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and wrap this up, Vision. I hope I see you on Doomsday. Go ahead, you fly around, shoot some laser beams. But let's let this be the last time we go inside the mind of any of y'all. Until we get some telepaths who can get in there and show us what it's like on the astral plane or whatever.
Having variance does not transpose to being a Nexus being. But I think that's one of the things that makes America Chavez unique is that she has no variance across the multiverse. That was a conversation that they had about.
So then Wanda can't be a Nexus being because there's plenty of her.
No, she's a Nexus being because all of her variants are the same person.
Remember how in Loki?
Okay, I got you.
So there has to be
there were like
her in every
different versions of Loki. Every version of Wanda is the same Wanda.
It's Elizabeth Olsen.
There you go. Thank you.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. Break it down for the people in the back. So Vision Quest, yay!
Let's get to the meat. Let's get to the meat.
All right. Well, I mean, there's plenty of meat out there. What you want to talk about? You want to
know what we want to talk
the X-Men
about.
casting? Is that
there you go. Come on, man. What,
don't do this. Dog. Don't do this. We got one more gift behind the couch. You know what we here for.
All right. So, what do you all think of the lineup for the X-Men casting? We've gotten the names. We've got Sadie Sink, of course, is going to be Jean Grey. She'll be reprising her role. And newly announced cast members are going to be Christopher Abbott as Professor X, Maya Boyd as Storm, Indy Navarrete as Rogue, Samara Weaving, and of course I had to do a double take because naturally I thought that was other girl, the one that plays Harley Quinn. I thought that was the same person, but Samara Weaving is going to be Emma Frost, Margot Robbie. Kit Connor is going to be Cyclops, and Adam Driver as Nathaniel Milbury, who is also Mr. Sinister. So, what are your thoughts on this casting?
You remember what I said about X-Men 97? I don't know who those people are. I don't know who these people are.
She's
either,
not getting in the car with
you
them.
know some of these people.
She said, I don't know them either.
Let's see. Okay, hold on. So maybe I can get this answered by you and Jeffrey. So yes, Loki wasn't a Nexus being that he had other variants, but with him being the god of stories now and other Loki variants got swallowed up, is he now a Nexus being? If anything, I would think logically he would probably fall into the same. Actually, I don't think all variants of Loki got swallowed. There's still going to be other variants of Loki in other timelines.
Right, that exists, yeah.
There was only a handful of variants that got put in the space outside of time where the smoke creature thing was, where he who remains. You know, I was thinking, I kept trying to say he who must be kept. I'm like, no, that's a different story. Yeah. And so that, thinking about it, that still would not make him a Nexus being. The closest he would get, if every other variant of Loki was gone, the closest it would do is put him in the same plane as America Chavez, where there just would be no other variants other than him. Now that is 1990 what year? I think it was like 2016. Loki is the one who went back and ended up being picked up by the TVA. So, because of course we've actually seen one. Thank you, Alioth. We've actually seen a Loki die at the hands of Thanos. So, and that was the same looking Loki, but they took a Loki from one of the split timelines. He was the one who went back and ended up becoming the Master of Stories. So that's how that goes. Let me get my comments out the way and thoughts real quick going in. I think that this casting works very, very well for a brand new lineup of X-Men. I think we're going to be very fortunate to only have like one or 2012 Loki. Thank you. We're only going to have one or two faces that we know. We know the characters, but we don't, like I'm not extremely familiar with any of these people. I know who Samara Weaving is. Half the time, like if I've seen her in something, I probably thought it was Margot Robbie until I saw the credits and was like, oh, that was not Margot Robbie. That was Samara. Okay, cool. That's usually how that goes. Sadie Sink, I was familiar with, of course, because I watched Stranger Things. And even though there was like all this speculation who she's going to be playing, we all kind of knew going in she was going to be Jean Grey. And sure enough, she ended up being Jean Grey. So big surprise.
I didn't know anything.
You just waited to be told.
That's right. I let the artist reveal it in its own time.
Okay, cool. You do you. I knew she was going to be Jean Grey when they cast Redhead to be inspired. You know, now honestly, there was speculation, but there was nothing definitive. So yes, when they finally revealed that she was in fact Jean Grey, I was able to be happy and applaud and clap because yes, they finally said who it is. Up until that point, I had no choice but to think like, you know what, this is Marvel and they good for a redirect. So it's hard to say what is or what could be. I like to think it seems obvious, but of course the question was still like, how are they going to bring? Why would they bring her into his story? How would they even do that? Lo and behold, there's an amazing movie that explains how. So that's that. But Sadie Sink being one of the people I was familiar with, of course, her being Jean Grey, Maya Boyd as Storm, and Indy Navarrete as Rogue. Cool. Hell yeah, I like it. Let's run it. I think Indy Navarrete really showed off some acting chops as she was able to seamlessly play 3 different versions of herself in Obsession. And Rogue is someone who, you know, has some. She's a troubled character, so I think it would work to see her be able to take on personalities of the people that maybe she touches. And so if we have to get someone who's kind of a chameleon but also very clearly herself at times, I think she could do it, because if she touches this person, maybe she takes on some traits and attitudes of that person. Touches this person, she takes on some traits and attitudes of that person. So seeing that she can play 3 different versions of just herself, I think her being cast as Rogue, in terms of the acting chops, I would love to see how they're going to move forward with that. And given the unique way that we've seen them portray Jean Grey, I'm very curious to see how they're going to portray a character like Rogue with her power set, how they're going to work with that. I like the fact that they cast essentially, you know, and I don't say this as a negative, so I apologize if it sounds offensive, but I like that they cast an unknown for Storm. Just because she gets an opportunity to show up and do her thing with less expectation than we would have. Jeff is slowly bringing me out of my like everybody gonna be happy and kumbaya shell. So I think that's his objective many days.
Nah, man.
But no, I think that having someone who, you know, like she can avoid a lot of the undue pressure and expectation that would show up with different castings. Because if we had seen, who was the front runner they had for a moment? Sinners.
Jamie Lawson. As she was kind of the, like, that was all the last reports that were coming in was that it was going to be her, And so, of course, I was thinking back and I was thinking about all the different people that we had mentioned, and RG with Dewana Wise and the rest of us who had kind of leaned over towards Jodie Turner-Smith, and even the 1 or 2 offshoots that we had heard and seen in conversation. And it's like, okay, had it been any one of those people, we would have a certain expectation. And I think some people would have been mad that it was this actress over that actress kind of things, as that, you know, that competitiveness of us wanting to be right about different things would have played more into it than the actress who's cast her performance. Having an unknown like this, she's obviously very talented just from like everything she's done on stage. This will be her film debut, and she's a pretty young lady. She seems extremely talented, and I'm curious if they're going to have Storm sing a song at some point. So that's the only thing that seems off to me. She's done a lot of Broadway, so that's why I was like, you know, not everybody that is on Broadway has to sing in a movie, but
Color Purple now.
No, I actually wondered about that too, because there's several reels now that they made the announcement with her singing. She's a very good singer, and I was like, so I mean, what does Does this have anything to do with what X-Men? I wondered about that too. Not really seriously, but you know.
Thank you. I'm like, come on now. I ain't trying to like stop the whole. Oh God, now they're gonna make Storm sing. What the hell? I believe Storm would have a beautiful voice. Like why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she? She's a freaking goddess. She can change the air molecules in her throat to hit whatever octave she wants to hit.
If they have her sing, she need to, because this will go into my thoughts about the casting as a whole. I think that I am relieved, but surprised that they went young. Because and now that I've seen like Brand New Day and how they introduced Jean in that makes all of it feel so much. It makes way more sense now that they're gonna go young with all these people. What I hope doesn't happen with Storm is the mammification mother type thing, like in X-Men Evolution, right? Everybody in high school, but Storm is the grown dorm mother and Wolverine is the grown like teacher. It's kind of crazy. Why didn't we get to see the experience of a young teenage age Storm? You know what I mean? And so I hope that what they get to do, because this is actually one of the things that I like the most about season 1 of X-Men, they did a really good job of highlighting her and Jean Grey's friendship, and considering they would be two of the women who had been there for the longest together, that was something that I felt like that relationship was never really explored in anything else. And then when I sat back and thought about it, outside of her relationship with Forge and her relationship with Wolverine, which was explored in the show for like and basically an Elseworlds tale, because it was like a future that never really existed.
Right.
It's kind of like we don't get to
Nimrod
see Storm.
came and
We don't get to see Storm befriend a lot of the X-Men. It is a very, I mean, she's one of the leaders, but like even like Scott's one of the leaders too, and his whole thing is I can't take off the boy. I'm always in leadership mode. But I feel like Storm's relationships with people are more nurturing and more caring, and she has a better balance of being able to switch between the military leader and the teammate and friend. And so I think making her the same age is super, super important. And I hope they do a lot to kind of really explore the relationships. I'm really curious to see how, after Brand New Day, the team is formed. Again, when it comes to newcomers and people I never heard of, I don't think I've had a problem really with any of the MCU casting. I don't think I've looked at any movie and been like, this person was wrong for the role and they did a bad job acting and playing the character in the movie. You say what you want about even Anthony Mackie. Like I know we like to jab at him on here. It's all in good fun. The character
I thought
he plays,
he was great as Sam Wilson.
But he's a solid actor.
His face, but I mean, I think he does fine as both Falcon and
solid.
Yeah, when he talking is good, but when he's sitting there and not saying nothing, he's sucking on a sweet tart.
They just got to give him more lines, man. If he had more lines, it'll all work out.
Yeah, active listening.
To be talking or fighting. No standing around for him.
So this casting has made me very curious about the story, first and foremost. Secondly, this is 2028. Is this before Secret Wars?
Oh wow!
Or
no, it has to be after. It has to be before Secret Wars. So we get Doomsday.
So after Doomsday, and then there's something else coming out before it too. I know Ghost Rider. I don't care about that, but I'm just curious as to what is gonna happen, how they're gonna. There's so much stuff that can happen. And it's fun to. It is Secret fun Wars to theorize.
Secret Wars is scheduled December of 2027, so this will be after Secret Wars.
Oh wow!
So see, going young, introducing people like this. Could we be entering the X-Men world where the Avengers have all but disappeared?
Yeah,
I'm
that
for
would
it.
be.
Yeah,
Curious to see.
Well, they're saying
I mean,
we're
would
gonna
you
lose some people in Doomsday. So
when you talk about
I know.
well, I mean, and the funny thing is, given
Goodbye,
the,
Channing Tatum. I won't miss you.
I mean, goodbye, James Marsden. Like, honestly, if you think about it, like, given that we know we have X-Men going into Doomsday, and here's the cast of the new X-Men, sure, they could be on opposite timelines, they could be in different universes, but an incursion takes place when one or both planets collide with one. You know what I'm saying? I got to do my Mr. Fantastic impression and explain what an incursion is. If we know that these two universes are going to be colliding and that's a thing that's happening, you get rid of the old, you give them a proper send-off, you kill off the Fox franchises.
Man, we already did that, and they brought this fat head back to fight.
I'm
Shang.
talking about for the whole Doomsday, the
Shang-Chi.
X-Men.
Shang-Chi. Put him in the dirt, boy. Put him in the dirt, boy. I don't want to see no.
We get the
we're
Kashi
on the
bet.
same side.
We get the Kashi bet started early, real
Put
quick,
him down.
as to whether or not who winds up winning that fight between Gambit and Shang-Chi.
Hey, bro, I got Gambit tattooed on my arm, but ain't no way in the hand.
I would not let you tell me that Gambit is about to put paws on Shang-Chi. Nah, not with the rings also? Come on.
The only way is if you hypnotize him with his
I'm just saying about, I'll be interested in brokering that.
Hey, Shetty, we don't have to fight. Come on. Gambit is not a fighter.
So we can go down. We have some orange. I like
hit him
orange
with a couple
chicken
cards. You gonna
orange
walk in with his
chicken,
crop top on?
wontons, all that.
Wow.
You gonna walk in, take off his trench coat, have on his little pink crop top. Shang-Chi ain't gonna know what to do. Be thrown off.
The fortune cookie say, we got a beautiful future together. Knock his block off, Shang-Chi.
Oh my God.
See, we can make it work. Yeah, X-Men will be after Secret Wars there. Oh yeah, we all know Shang-Chi putting paws on him.
Yeah, we all know
that ain't even a question.
The
The question is how many hits. Here's the Kashi bet. How many hits will Gambit get in before he gets beat? Not will he win the fight, just how many hits will he be able to get in before he gets beat? Will it be a dog walk or will it be a fight? You see what I'm saying? That's now, given that he's got his staff, we know that he can charge a staff. He can charge other objects. It's not just the cards and the staff. He can charge the things around him. I think there will be a little bit, but he's definitely.
Who does Disney feel is going to win that fight?
Shang-Chi
is what's important. Yeah, actually, it's Disney. They definitely do. So yeah.
I was about to say, like,
for other reasons.
That feels like a cop out to be like, well, it's whoever the writers say. We know that. Who do you think?
Yeah.
No, we're hoping for Gambit to get his ass beat.
Is Gambit sneaking up on Shang-Chi, or is like who's sneaking up on who? That's what's going to determine it.
There you go.
You know what? And this is where you actually start to make the real kind of versus battles. Random encounter, X Mansion, no bloodlust, all powers available. Those are the conditions of this fight. And so, you know what I'm saying? And I think, like, yeah, it is going to, I mean, obviously it's going to be a temporary fight because I think whoever's having this battle, they're having it at the X Mansion. As I just pointed out, we're talking about a world where incursions are taking place. If we get to, well, if Doomsday is leading us to Secret Wars and Secret Wars follows anything that looks similar to the original storyline, The whole point is for them to get to Battle World and figure out which universes are going to remain because of the incursions. If Shang-Chi is at the mansion fighting, there's a very good possibility that that's already a crossover of two different universes, because now we have a Fox universe and we have an MCU universe. We got a 616 and we got a Fox. The fact that that is taking place indicates this battle is going to be for which world is going to remain. Therefore, I agree it will be a temporary battle, but I don't think they're going to wipe out Shang-Chi's universe. Do you know the backlash they're going to get if they kill off like one of the only Asian characters at DC? I mean, at Disney? That, bruh, they're not doing that. The money isn't going to let them do that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, exactly. Elena's fighting Mystique. So that's why I say like this is an incursion battle to see which universe is going to remain. And I think it'll be like when Stark and Peter ran up against the Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like they would just immediately started dropping on each other, and then it was like, what master do you serve? And it's like, what am I supposed to say? Jesus? Wait, you're from Earth? Like that whole part. They may get to talking, but it'll be after some punches get thrown. And that's why I'm just saying, how many hits do you think Gabby would get in before Shang-Chi is on that ass? Mm-hmm. That's the question. Other thoughts on casting? Anybody?
Teresa, do you wish to go?
From the lineup.
Keep it clockwise.
She said she ain't know none of the people. No, she already said she ain't know none of the people. So
no, and I'm kind of when I saw that Sadie Sink was playing Jean Grey, I figured that they were going young with this whole cast of X-Men, X-people. So I had kind of given up on my fan casting of Storm anyway. And I'm not familiar with this young lady. I mean, she got the role, so she must be something special, you know? So I'm just kind of ambivalent, kind of wait to see at this point. Because, you know, like I said, I don't know who those people are.
Yeah, I mean, well, in fairness, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are very much of the mindset of, you know, we have to see the movie actually come out and how they perform. Nobody here is saying like, oh, this is horrible casting. Why did they?
Right.
My thoughts, as I said, I am very happy.
Amanda Stenberg, so I'm good.
Right. You know,
That's
like
Storm.
it's not the casting isn't way left field and complete.
She got a lane. I don't want her to not work.
Yeah, she's good where she is.
There you go. I don't want her to not work.
I mean, if they want to come back and do a season 2 of Acolyte,
ain't never gonna happen.
I know.
We didn't appreciate what we had when we had it. And now look at
you mean they?
We got the Last Starfighter, whatever this garbage is that Brian Gosling gonna try to shove down our throat.
There you go.
He just wanted a jacket.
I will say, like, I'm really confused as to like. First of all, it don't sound like it's got any Jedis in it, so I'm not hype about it at all. Like, just know that
all the Star Wars nerds who did all that to that second trilogy, mad about how they didn't read this book and use this character from the books and all this. Y'all better be the same up in arms when this movie come out, and it's just him looking cool in the spaceship, flying around, probably gonna mess with some green girls on different planets.
I enjoyed Mandalorian and Grogu.
I like Mandalorian also, but Ryan Gosling ain't gonna be wearing no helmet the whole damn movie. You can forget about that.
I'm fine.
They got Ryan Gosling looking real dreamy on the damn, just the image they have for it. He's doing that little like.
I haven't even seen the poster, and I know what the poster looked like.
Right, yeah. He's got the smolder. He's got the Flynn Rider smolder with the jacket. You're right. You exactly right.
That's fucked up. I already know. Yeah.
Look at any one of Ryan Gosling's covers.
Yeah.
They're damn near all the same.
He might as well just be laying down with his arm like this. I'm coming like, okay. I got
Yeah,
you.
he got that second album lead.
Okay.
Let's see. Now,
All right.
Ahsoka, I am hyped about Ahsoka.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't. Damn, I keep going last, man. I was saying about hold on. We were doing the casting. How we felt about the casting.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm sorry. So I am. I did all of that.
I just genuinely felt you didn't have any objection because
I'm not. Well, you know something. I am. Here is the thing. I am equally indifferent as fuck. Right? Like, here is the reality of the situation: is that I'm as a sports fan. I don't care about the draft. I care about the season. I care about the game. I want to see the movie. Like, I don't have any. I'm not gonna root. Look, Denzel got cast for Gladiator 2. What the fuck did that mean? Right? It's. I don't care who you cast. I care about the product. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hopefully, I wish all of them. I like the idea that they went young, because I think that gives them the opportunity to develop it in the future. And that we get some time with these characters. We can kind of age out with these characters. You give us another 10, 15 years, another 4 or 5 movies. You know what I'm saying? We could be okay. So there's a big possibility to build the future with these actors and actresses. So, hopefully, they just do it right. Like, just, I'm waiting to see the product. I'm not getting happy. I'm not getting hype. I'm not speculating. I'm not doing all of that shit. I'm not watching the fucking theories. I don't give a shit. Make the product. Give me the product. I don't want to hear a story about how good your weed was. If you came here, I don't want to hear a story about how good your plate was. If you came here and you didn't bring a sample, fuck you. I'm ready. I want the sample. I want the movie. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
And that's
the product.
Like I said, that's pretty much the position we all kind of have to take. And that's why the only thing I was pointing out, Jeff pointed out he liked that they were going with the younger cast. I was pointing out I like that they went with less famous stars for the casting. That way it forces the naysayers and the people who are going to find something to complain about. You don't have anything with which to judge to complain.
People are going to find something. They're going to find something. There's something out there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure somebody complaining about Maya. I'm sure somebody complaining about Kit. I'm sure there's all kinds of different. But
they were able to reduce a lot of the complaints that would have come automatically with any kind of casting that normally happens by taking some of these no-name, essentially like these less famous actors and actresses. Because, mind you, Indy Navarrete is extremely popular right now because she was just in this little movie called Obsession. Maybe you've heard of it. And so, of course, it's like, oh, my God. And she was even on, like, she was being interviewed by somebody. And the first thing she said was like, I would love to get one of those Marvel multi-picture deals. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're a new actor or actress starting out and, you get that one that does well, it was an indie film. They probably didn't sign on for all
this
of
is like what her second role, and
points.
She went from $20,000 to like
right. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it's like that's an amazing accomplishment for her, and as a result of that, now she has, I'm sure we'll probably get details about it moving forward, but I'm sure she has like a multi-picture deal. Yeah, she was a girlfriend whose dad was selling the drugs and got the kid in trouble. And I remember who she was, but like small role. This is a feature film.
I'm glad she did Obsession and it got such good reviews and everything, and she got it, such good reviews because her character in Superman and Lois was super annoying. And if she had come right off of Superman and Lois into Rogue and the X-Men, I probably would have been a little bit more pissed.
Yeah.
But now I don't really care.
Right, because we have that good taste in our mouth from Obsession as opposed to that, because she was the annoying girlfriend.
Oh, maybe she can do this. Okay.
I'm gonna say this. I need to hear Southern accent.
And
I'm not trying to see
I'm worried about that
emo.
too.
What's her name that was in the last one?
Oh, Anna Paquin.
Anna Paquin.
Mm.
No thanks. Thank you for your service, but we going in another direction. Okay. I need Southern. I need girl next door, bubbly personality that'll sock you in your mouth because I'm going through it in a way that you could never even imagine. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody looking and they like, I think we don't talk enough about how hard a convincing Southern accent is to do. And I think maybe because 3 of the 4 on here are Southern, and we probably look a lot more at stuff like that. But I've just started looking at regional dialect across the board, period, especially because now they keep telling us all these British motherfuckers can come over here and do everything we need to do. Okay. David Oyelowo, you ain't sound nothing like Martin Luther King. Homeboy that plays Spencer on All American. You are a great actor, but you don't sound like you from California. Now we're gonna be talking about nitpicking and who really can play roles and do what. I need some care. What's his name? He played Franklin Saint. He did a good job. He sounded like he was from California.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Idris Elba sounded like he was from Baltimore.
For the most part.
See, now we've had Disclosure Day, and we know y'all in there now. Aaron Pierre, I'm looking at you. Better keep it tight. I don't want to hear no innits, bruvs, none of that while you playing Jon Stewart. It better not slip out. Pause.
And a bad Southern accent can kill just kill an entire product.
It really could.
No innits.
It really could.
Bro, you get me? All that.
Gov.
I listen to a lot of British content, so I know what they be talking about over there.
Yeah.
That's not how we bust guns over here. All right.
Damson Idris was who we were talking about a second ago.
Yeah, Damson Idris. Shout out to him. He got the California West Coast. Like, he got it.
Yeah, he did that. That Snowfall, he was the whole way through.
What about Boyega?
Boyega's got a good American accent.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I'll give it to him.
Yeah,
Boyega is my guy.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think that's really going to make a difference, especially for that character, given that she is playing Rogue, and in every depiction of Rogue, she is so uniquely Southern. Like, there's not a version of Rogue that doesn't have that heavy Southern accent. So to have anything show up, be Rogue, and not properly be Southern, it's
Hey, it can't be as bad as Channing Tatum's Cajun accent.
Stop it. Can we move on from Channing Tatum, please?
Never. I'm never letting it go.
Well, look, he made a name for himself, so you say what you want to. You still talk about him. So
yeah, all in the video.
Free.
Not rent free.
It's beef for life.
On site.
For real.
Now, does he rank higher or lower than M. Night?
Nah, nobody higher than M. Night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because at least Channing Tatum has noble intentions. I have no doubt in my mind that Channing Tatum really is doing his best to be the best Gambit that he can be. And now, in my opinion, it's so far away from what it needs to be, but he is trying his best for real. He's not being disrespectful. He's just limited talent wise, and so this is what he can do. M. Night Shyamalan.
Michael, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, man. Appreciate it. Don't forget, like, subscribe, follow, share, tell your friends they can be here with us next time.
M. Night punched in the gut for
he disrespected the source material.
Holy.
And
He never
that's
watched
where-
the source. He never watched the source material.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he got on Nickelodeon on all them promos like, oh yeah, we're so excited. We just can't wait. And it's like, we found this kid. He sent in an audition tape of him doing kung fu in the basement. Cool, but can he act? No.
Yeah, I mean, but also it was just like not knowing I think they could have gotten around a few things like that, but even more basic stuff like knowing your characters' names.
That's what I'm saying.
You mean like
that you can't even put that on the kid.
Lead character's name?
Yeah, like you can't even put that on the kid as a bad
Getting
actor.
the gut punch for Arnold.
That, you know.
I repeat, you're getting the gut punch, and your security is not big enough.
I just watched that.
It's just the gut punch. I'm not trying to hurt
that new
you.
Paramount movie, and that was really good. So of course I was going through the collection, and I saw that they have a new. Well, we'll talk about that stuff later. But as we were looking through, my wife was asking because we were looking at the trailers and it was showing like the Avatar collection. So of course there's a regular series, there's the new movie, there's Legend of Korra, and then of course like it also referenced like the movie, and I was just letting I was just scrolling through and it auto played the trailer. And my wife was like, "Is that the one we watched?" I don't remember. I was like, "No, I have never made you sit through this. No, you have not. You have not seen this one."
Mm.
And it was like just in the little bit of time she was sitting there, like just her face, it was priceless because I was like, "Damn, you don't even know about it, and you already making that face on the trailer." Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're like, baby, you're gonna have to watch this one on your own. I could not suggest this for you. You watch this, you saw this. I gotta be like, hey, I told you.
But she immediately remembered that was. She was like, "Is this the one Jeff
terrible.
doesn't like?" I was like, "Yes, that's." So she did remember that part, which was kind of funny. And then I told her, of course, we got to talk about Dragon Ball Evolution. I was like, you know what? This one might be worse than Evolution. They kind of tied. I was like, they kind of tied, but
seriously. It's worse because it took itself seriously. Like you were serious. You really tried to do a version of this.
Thought you were doing us a favor.
Yeah.
With that. Let me see if I can pull up these last notes. Damn it, man! I'm trying to get these things pulled up. I'm just trying to make sure I got all the points. That I was
gonna say I'm interested, definitely. You know, Kingdom Hearts is a property that my college roommate tried to get us to play one time, and then we realized it was a one-player game, and we was all trying to play Madden in college football. So we told him to get the hell on with that BS and take that to his own PlayStation somewhere else. But I've always found the idea of the game fascinating. I've never played it. And I think hearing that they've launched an animated series, this is, I think, my entry into Kingdom Hearts. I think I'm going to be a Kingdom Hearts animation guy. I'm sorry if that upsets the video game purists. I'm probably never going to play the game. I'm just going to be honest with you. But I would love to watch the animated journey of Sora and Mickey and all those guys.
Help me, Sora. No.
I'm not gonna lie. I know about Kingdom Hearts. I haven't played the game, but I have damn sure watched quite a few hours of gameplay, and I'm familiar with the characters. You know what I'm saying in the story. You know, you don't have a choice. You'd have to be living under a rock to not know, the characters in the story. So, I think it could make for a good series. Like. The lore in the games is actually interesting enough to hold a lot of my attention. You know what I'm saying? Like and I'm just watching cutscenes. That's all. I'm not even watching like them jump, perform jumps and solve puzzles. I'm not watching any of that. The cutscenes alone are quite interesting. So they got a lot of there's promise here. And the fan base for Kingdom Hearts is absolutely like devoted. Like the dudes I know who love the people I know who like Kingdom Hearts love Kingdom Hearts. I don't know any like lukewarm Kingdom Hearts fans.
So one of the cool things about Kingdom Hearts is you can absolutely be a Disney kid without. Hold on, let me go. Sorry, I missed the wrong one. Um, Definitely make good story and series. Reignite the love Disney. Yeah, I was about to say that Kingdom Hearts will have you being a Disney kid without realizing you're a Disney kid because of all of the different worlds that exist in Disney. Each one of those worlds essentially exists for the character of Sora as he travels through and, you know, goes to stop the evil heartless and keep them from, you know, taking over the world, or the universe rather. um, the gameplay and the mechanics being very similar to Final Fantasy, as pointed out here. um, that by itself, JRPGs were big in the, you know, single player gaming community, as Jeff was talking about. They was trying to play Madden and stuff, but like for those people who weren't just locked into sports and did some single player campaigns and things like that, played some of the other action titles, Kingdom Hearts was like the perfect balance of great gameplay, good story, characters you were familiar with, and for a lot of kids, this was like their entry level RPG type game. Um, when I was a manager at GameStop, I recall like it was a top recommendation. It was always on the staff picks because even though he's like fighting with a keyblade, it literally is like a big ass key. So they're not seeing weapons for real. Now Sephiroth still got his long ass sword, but you know what I'm saying? It's like he's fighting with this keyblade. It's very cartoony in terms of its appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not as violent as some of the other RPGs, especially JRPGs. And it's a great entry point so people of all ages can play it, you know. And then with it being, like I say, with it being Disney, and even some of the latest games have like Pixar worlds. So you have like Monsters Inc., Toy Story, Frozen, Big Hero 6. When you're playing through the game and you get to go to all these different worlds, there is that bit of nostalgia as you're running around with Hercules. You know, you're running around with Simba, and you have these characters fighting by your side. That shit's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of fun. And I think the fact that Disney is like, since they own the property, of course, we're gonna get all these mashups, all these crossovers, and you know, as more details come out, it will be. I'll be interested to see how they plan on going about the anime, but right, Disney Dream Valley on crack in a TV show, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because like I'm curious how they're going to present this story and how it's going to be put out. Is it going to, how closely it's going to follow the game? Is it going to be, you know, it's going to be an anime, so it's not like it's going to be their new series where we might have like 6-7 seasons of it, but Disney has the content available to have it go as long as they want it to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and if they turn it into some sort of like, you know, creature of the week, pick a new world, pick a new character, and travel to that place and, you know, do some things there. It's
we're getting 8 to 10 episodes, and we're gonna have to be happy.
Hour long or 30-minute. What do you think?
Man, they're not about to make
they are the 22 minutes tops.
Okay, I just
If that.
I look, Sam. I'm with you, man. The lore is there,
song.
right? The lore is there. The gameplay looked cool as shit, right? Like Disney has a shit ton of content where they can fill this shit out easily for 3 or 4 seasons, given all the properties they own and the way that the game made sense of how all these worlds interact and how the character ends up in these places. There's plenty of right there. There's without question, as a cartoon, an animated series, they have the opportunity, but they're not going to devote the attention to it.
Sure, I think if they're doing it as an anime, the game by itself has done well enough with their licensed properties to be as popular as it is. They make it an anime on top of that. This is something they could easily sell a lot of products from. That's the reason I think there's a chance they could do more with it. We'll have to wait and see.
I just mean do more with financially. I agree. Yes, do more with it. Yes, financially. Yes, without question. However, I'm just saying what to expect as a viewer of the content. I don't think I'm gonna.
Right. Yeah. I think it's gonna revitalize Kingdom Hearts. Not that it's ever died, but this is definitely going to breathe new life into it because there are going to be people who watch this show, like this show, and decide to go ahead and pick up a controller. Jeff won't. He's been very clear that he's not going to do it. But
it depends on how good the show is. It's not an impossibility.
Shit, I'm not.
I'm trying to remember where you skateboard in Kingdom Hearts. I think. Venom, where do you skateboard in Kingdom Hearts? Was there skateboarding in Kingdom Hearts?
All right, now you show me skateboarding in the video game. I have very high standards.
Well, know that skateboarding was not the focus.
It's not a focal point of the game. So.
Yes, it was Kingdom Hearts 2, Twilight Town, Halloween Town. And you can pull off tricks, score points, and get the Pro Skater achievement. So it was just when you talked, you knew exactly what I was talking about. My son walked down with a big grin on his face because Kingdom Hearts. That is actually one of his favorite. That actually might be his favorite series. Now I'm thinking about it. You have a Kingdom Hearts tattoo?
Game?
Yeah, he's got a Kingdom Hearts tattoo. So. That's
okay.
That's his thing. That's his jam. So I'm happy that he's gonna be happy, and it's one of those cool things that's coming out. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2. I think that they will. I'll be very curious to see what they do with it, and given that it's an anime, I think that's going to be a big plus because they've done. I think they've done well with their anime content, not their animated content, but their anime content. Because the Ninth Jedi, Star Wars Visions, they've got 3 seasons of that. Ninth Jedi was really good, and they're partnering up with like good anime studios. Kingdom Hearts, it's a Japanese RPG adventure with a Disney skin slapped on top of it. It is the perfect thing for anime. So I'm curious how they're gonna move with that, and I think it's gonna do well. Let's see. There was Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man season 2. That one's coming out. That'll be here January. Ahsoka season 2 is also in January, and Vision Quest is this is August, so it's 2 months. It'll be in October. So yeah, it's August, September, October. Yeah, so it'll be in 2 months there. So got a lot of good stuff coming up, and Disney jumped in there, bought up a bunch of stuff. And for the most part, I like that they've put stuff out. I'll say that. Oh, Incredibles 3.
I'm always for a good Incredibles movie.
Yeah, I'm set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know what?
That's all
Incredibles
you had
3.
to do. That's all
Just
you
take
had
my
to say.
money.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like, that's why I'm like, I completely forgot. Yeah. And
And you mentioned when you were rattling them off in the beginning, you mentioned Hexed. And I've seen a trailer for that, and it actually looks pretty good. But that is my wheelhouse, really. Witchy stuff, and coming into your powers and stuff. And she's young, so I'm looking forward to that one.
well, that and Coco too.
Well, I haven't seen Coco 1 because isn't that one of the ones that makes you cry?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I gave up after Up.
And Up got you early too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, see, Up gets you out the gate. Coco, you're not gonna cry to the end.
Coco's a crying movie?
At the end, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's about the afterlife, dude. You know, mother's about to be crying. At some point, somebody dead. It's Pixar. Somebody dead.
Yeah, it's true.
That should be their
true.
slogan. Pixar. Somebody
Right.
dead.
Disney, period. Yeah.
That facts though. That right there, clip that.
Dead.
That's hilarious.
Oh shit.
We've also Afterlife would throw a grandmama in there. Yeah, you go cry. Yep. That's it every time.
Yep.
We've also got Ice Age Boiling Point, which I don't know how many Ice Ages is this now.
Don't know,
but
don't
my
care.
son has made me
Too
watch
many.
every last one of them motherfuckers over the past 2 years. Out of order.
Ice Age
Holy cow, I
series.
am just callous.
There are. Where is it? List of movies. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be the 6th one.
Oh yeah,
Are you
don't
including all
care.
the spinoffs?
And I don't know that I've seen any of them from start to finish.
This
know
will be
how
the
it
6th
ends.
movie. The spinoff is the Buck Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as far as the movies, it's Ice Age, The Meltdown, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, Continental Drift, Collision Course, and coming up, Boiling Point. And yes, I would agree that the last one hasn't come out. The last one came out in 2016, so it definitely took a break, a little 10-year hiatus, or technically it'll be 11 years. And it does feel like the new Land Before Time. But then again, I also feel like every one of those had a theatrical release. I don't think any of those were direct to video. Each one of those have been like full movies. And then there's a handful of short films that came out with it. And according to this, 1, 2, 3
I feel like Land
Ice
Before
Age
Time was the
specials.
first.
There were 3 Ice Age specials that were on television.
Wow.
So
They believe in that
there's-
franchise, huh?
there's been I mean, it's one of those things where it's like it's animated, it's safe, it's fun. Kids recognize the logo. You can pack
Little
the seats.
dinosaurs. Everybody loves little dinosaurs.
Right. Like you
See,
can
as
still
much-
pack the seats.
As much as I love animation, the kids can have that one.
For
Yeah.
You
real.
know what that one is? I can't listen to Ray Romano for 2
That
hours
may be it.
in Dolby.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
It's like, yo. Shout out to Queen Latifah though. Keep getting them
And I
checks.
was going to say, and it may be the fact that Ray Romano's voice and Queen Latifah's voice are supposed to be a couple.
No, but his voice on his own would probably do it.
Because it's funny. Even as I'm sitting and think about it, I can
good
deal
with
with
the-
Sid to a
that
degree.
just makes it
with John
worse.
Leguizamo and when Dennis Leary with the saber. Like I could, those characters.
John Leguizamo, I can definitely deal with.
Yes.
Right. even though like that weird lisp that he puts in for Sid,
He's
It
a
works.
sloth. Yeah.
yeah, it works. It's a little irritating for me, but it's like it does make sense for the character. I'm okay with it. And it's only on like it's not every single word that has the lisp, obviously. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's well timed and it's not done so much that it's just like, oh my God, shut up. You know. But yeah, every time Ray Romano has a very distinctive speech pattern. I can agree with you. I'm like, yeah, you get tired of hearing that after a while. Dennis Leary was always angry, so I was just used to that as his character, you know. Just used that for actually all his characters.
There you go.
Like Captain Stacy. Yeah,
Limited range on that voice.
Let's see. Now, did anybody get anything extra from the Doomsday trailer? Have any of you watched the new Doomsday trailer?
I watched it.
I watched it. I don't think I really got any. I don't remember.
Well, I mean, if it didn't impact you any differently or anything like that.
I remember enjoying the trailer, but I can't
Right.
remember anything new, like new information.
I think it was just
been more hype if that teaser had not come out before this, because it was like everything that was revealed in this was revealed in the thing that was before already. I think,
right.
you know, explaining a little bit more information about what the hell is going on is like fine, but you know, I don't need this. I'm going to the movie.
Right.
I feel like at this point, Marvel, like, if you making more trailers, you wasting your money, because everybody who's gonna go see this has already decided they're gonna go see this.
Basically.
Yeah. And I honestly, I guess there's some people who this, you know, the MCU is not their thing, but I also feel like this is one of those that's like,
it's like another trailer is not gonna convince that person though. It's gonna have to be somebody who they know and trust, going to the movie, seeing the movie, enjoying it, and then they'll go see it based off that. It's like if a trailer gonna make you go see it, this trailer has enough, in my opinion, to make you go see it. Anything else, I feel like you getting into ruining the movie. And my biggest thing that I'm hoping does not happen is, now that the X-Men have been announced, everybody being like, well, where's Jean Grey? It's like, I don't know, man. On the run.
Let it breathe, my nigga. Damn. You just opened that bottle.
Okay, everybody doesn't show up for every party. That's comic books 101. That's comic stories 101. Like, it's such a strange argument, and I feel like it goes into that. Like, do people want these to be good? Do y'all want to have fun and go to the movies and see dope characters that we like, or are y'all trying to just like? Because you'll overanalyze your way out of having nice things. And they'll be like, oh, well, since y'all complain so much, it sounds like y'all don't want none of these. So we'll pack those right on up. We'll get back on rom-coms and musicals. Go ahead and transfer those budgets. Now, I won't be mad, but I can't say that GrownAGeeks will have the same punch if we're talking about the Grease reboot.
Grease 5.
Right.
The Reckoning.
Yeah.
Return of the Pink Ladies.
Right.
20-year reunion.
Hey.
I haven't watched the trailer, so I'm not interested in watching the trailer. If it comes across my my timeline, I watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
I'm gonna post it
I'm
on your
really
page
trying.
and tag you in it.
It's all good. I gotta approve that shit first. You know what I'm saying? The minute I see that shit, I'd be like, oh, what? Click.
Right.
But I don't, you know, I'm. It's like Jeff said. Like, come on, man. I'm a hater, and I'm like, yo, I'm kind of tired. This shit is bad for my blood pressure. I'm pretty sure my cortisol is building up every time one of these dumbass trailers come out. Like, just show the movie, man. Just show the movie. It's too much hype. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that I feel like after the Odyssey, and after listening to so much goddamn hate getting pushed out there about the Odyssey and where they thought that was going to go, and then how successful it turned out, how enjoyed, how many people enjoyed watching that movie. You know how the ratings actually went in a positive direction for it. It's like a lot of, you know, it's like, yo, you lost a lot of credibility, man. Your niggas is just, now I realize y'all hating to hate. It's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all hating to hate. It's all of this preemptive hate. Oh, this person's going to play this character. Oh, this person's going to do this. You ain't heard a line from the fucking movie.
Right.
And you got a problem with the movie. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm past that. I just want, look, I don't want no stories no more about what you gonna do. Just do it. All I want to do is I just want to see the movie. That's it. I make my judgments after I see the movie. It's like, okay, there's the cast, I got you. Oh, here's the clip, I got you. All right. What's the movie? You know, because you know, it's I get you.
I get it. I get it. And I'll make it.
It's like, all right, I got you. Just give me the product.
Well, and we have to sit out here in the real world and deal with these people. It's easy for the producers and the director and the actors to be like, you know, we're just tuning out all the noise while we just make our masterpiece. Well, some of us sitting out here on the outside with these loony bin, like the loony bin has been flipped inside out, and all the crazy people on the outside with us trying to tell y'all what kind of movie y'all need to make.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's cool that it's just like, oh, well, it's not a big deal. But it's like, man, we got to deal with these people. Like, if I watch geek content now, my algorithm going to show me 30 reasons why the next iteration of the MCU is going to suck. And it's like,
shut the fuck up.
Why do you think I want to see this?
Right. I mean, it gets difficult a lot of days to cultivate the algorithm to show you what you need to see, what you want to see. And honestly, like, I can tell you, my algorithm's completely ruined because I'm gonna read the article every time when it says 30 reasons. I'm gonna read the article.
If it's not an Easter egg, I am not wasting my time on that.
I used to be there.
Well, the funny thing is like I started off. I used to get into online debates and arguments based on, like, somebody puts out a video or somebody puts out a little message like that, 30 reasons. I'm just waiting to be like, well, actually, you know what I'm saying? And so, of course, a lot of times I'm like, if you're talking all this shit about it, I want to fact check you. I need to see, like, how accurate are you? And so in some cases, when people get on here and they're ready to complain, that's a small, minuscule way to maybe enhance my knowledge, and maybe I'll learn something I didn't know about a character or something like that. Right. They're pointing out, and like I said, now I'm quick to be like, what's the difference between this comic story and this movie? Because just like any book to film, you know what I'm saying, the book is better, or they change some stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm fine with the changes. I've never been so quick to be like, well, it's not like the comic and they did da 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 da. What I'm usually looking at is, I was expecting them to do this because they followed XYZ story beats from the comic. that led to this outcome. So, of course, since they followed those same story beats, I thought we would end up here. Instead, they ended up over there. Oh, that was a hell of a misdirect. I didn't see that coming. I thought we were going to do this. Sometimes that misdirect works out really, really well and it improves the story, or it stands alone as its own individual story in such a way that it works. Other times they miss the mark so much because of something that is properly established that it does kind of get under the skin of the people who are viewing it. At the same time, in fairness, I've come to realize that if I'm viewing your stuff, I can't tell you how it should be. I have to accept what you showed me, and I either like what you showed me or I didn't like what you showed me. And now that I'm able to view content more frequently like that, there's less, well, they didn't do this. And it's a little more like, that was an interesting choice. Okay, cool. It worked. You know what? That makes sense. Or, you know, like it can still fall into the content or the canonical place that they've established with the content they've put out.
Opening
if they can
your
do
mind
that,
to the adaptation.
Right. And see, and that's the thing. If you can stay within the confines that you have established for your story and still get me to this outcome, golf clap, kudos. Hell yeah, do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have established certain things canonically and you can't make that transition. And that's where it gets, it's a little weird, but okay. End of the day, it's the story you told me that I'm watching. So either I like it or I don't like it. And ultimately, me not liking it has to still be within the context of the story you told me, not my expectation or not what I wanted it to be. When people can't make that separation, that's where we get these people who are hating on things that haven't even been made yet because you already know that your expectations aren't being met because something isn't the way you want it to be. That's where when you have these casting conversations, you know what I'm saying? Like we do something, we have our episodes fan casted. I love doing fan casted just because I like to imagine the what if. I like, you know, ooh, if we had this person, you know, I can see how the story would play out if we had this actor talking to that actor. And I'm usually basing it off another character they've played in something else. So I'm imagining that version of the character, which is probably not going to be the version they bring to be this character because that ain't how that character is. But I digress. Fan casteds are a lot of fun, and they're just for fun. It's amazing if I'm trying to think, like, have we fan casted something that landed where that person ended up being? You know what I'm saying? So it's like my fan casteds are typically pretty random because I try to have a certain amount of visual accuracy and things like that. And just from that's going to change different depictions. But you know, there's a whole category called hair and makeup, costume and wardrobe. They can make anybody look like damn anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't tell me that Colin Farrell looked like the Penguin.
Yeah.
And yet that, like, you had to do all of that to play that character. You mean to tell me did nobody look like that? But the person that looked like that may not have been able to pull out the same kind of acting chops necessary to be that person that was Oswald Cobblepot. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the disconnect comes in with the casting and stuff like that. So, you know, when we here are talking about casting and like, you know, so what did you all think of the casting that was announced? It's never like, is it good casting or bad casting? Because ultimately, until the product comes out, we can't pass judgment on it. We get that. We hope you get that too. Usually our conversations around that are going to be, you know, a little more nuanced into what are the pros or the cons about the casting that's been announced. And so we pointed some of that out tonight, and I hope somebody learned a little something. You keep watching our shows and you'll learn how to judge content. You'll get some media literacy in this bitch. And that's the point of all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we want to happen, because the more people who are media literate, the more content can be accurately appraised and appreciated, and that will be the thing that kind of helps improve the overall output. Because as long as people keep supporting bullshit, bullshit keeps getting made. Yeah. So we want to thank everybody for being with us tonight. Had a hell of a show tonight, man. I really appreciated everybody who came through. That guy Michael needs to be on here every night. Michael can be our damn producer. He can just like spit out all the info we need. The man was hitting us with the Easter eggs, fact checking this and that. Right. Like he was definitely on the dual monitors because he was looking up shit over here to type over here. I love it though. I like getting the interaction. I want to thank, of course, we had Al come through, Venom came through, you know, some of our regulars. It's always a plus. And all of the randoms who stopped by because we were live, I appreciate it. I'm going to continue keeping us on Twitch and YouTube. I'm not going to be posting. I will probably post links to the show on Facebook, but I will no longer be posting the videos on Facebook. Won't be doing the live streams on Facebook any longer because it doesn't interact the same as YouTube and Twitch do. So, plus they be deleting my shit too quick. People can't go back and watch it as often, and so you know what I'm saying. They be quick to be like, "Hey, you know, this video from 20 days ago is coming down if you don't download it." And I'm like, "Well, shit. Just if I got to do that, go ahead and go to YouTube anyway. Just keep it simple." But
you love Facebook.
Right. We started. I mean, like, look, I'm old. I like Facebook. I'm not leaving Facebook. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm trying to get a little bit more active in some of the other places, and you know, get the views out to other places. That way, I can then send them over. Because eventually, I'm gonna go live on TikTok one Wednesday when we are doing the show. I'm gonna be live on TikTok, so I'm gonna be right here, like talking to the chat here, and you know, if we keep getting people hopping in on Twitch, then I can be live with the chat on Twitch.
Do it. Social media blast them.
Yeah, so that's what we're working on. But the easiest way for that to happen, we're going to ask everybody. Jeff's got the magic box. Click that QR code. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, and share.
All right.
That's the important part there. Don't forget to share. Let other people know. Bring your friends in so that they are. He done mastered it. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Oh, wait. One more time. I'm gonna give you a sunburst when you do that. Bam. There we go. But make sure you share. Tell your friends about it. Bring them in, and it's always greatly appreciated. You know that's what allows us to be here to put out this content for you. But that's our show for tonight. We hope you've enjoyed. For Teresa, RG, Jeffrey, I'm Elder Geek Sam, and we are out of here.